Hello, Thorny. Oh, dude, I'm fucking tired. For many reasons we will not discuss, but today I'm thinking maybe we just do a little chill react type thing. How about that? I'll eat chicken strips. Okay, let me bring up. Oh, we got a couple things I think we can take a peek at, take a gander. Okay. Oh. So we'll also probably make a stuff or like a list of stuff we'll do this week. How about that? Anxiety. Okay. Oh. Am I gonna show up? Oh, of course I don't show up. Why would I? Why would I? Why? There we go. Right. Bring this over. Okay. So we have options. Do we want to make the list first? Or do a reactathon type thing? I do have some stuff that's kind of like a little tailored to some people in chat. I got some things I think Jonah would be interested in specifically. And then some stuff like Matney and our Pokemon nerds would be interested in. And then a local friend has given us permission to look at his videos. So I'm thinking that that'll be our day today. Okay. Here, why don't we do our list first? Okay. Let me open up this notepad. Game list. Okay, so games to do this month. Games and things to do this month. This month and the next. Okay. So, coming up, we have Arknights Enfield on the 22nd. We have Cobblemon server soon. And that's kind of it for the rest of January, right? Thank you. I think I spelled that correct. I'll just do Jan. Okay. February. We have the Olympics. Stream list. Okay. We have the Pokemon event. I think we also have the Xbox Direct. Xbox Dev Direct. And that's Fable. Something and Forza Horizon 6. Thorny, do you have anything on your mind that's coming out between now and the end of the month and like throughout February? Trying to think. March has Monster Hunter Stories 3. I don't think there's much else in March that I know of, at least at the moment. Wait, when's that Dragon Ball event? Do we know? Do we remember? That's also in January. There is a Dragon Ball like showcase, kind of like how Pokemon does, on the 25th. So next week. Or not next week, but week after. What is happening in February? February. Ba, ba, ba. I know Super Time or Super Bowl has like halftime show. We cannot watch that. I know that. Um, I don't think there's much. Or in March, I don't think there's much. So, okay. I think for now, this is it. Okay. Ba, 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 ba. Okay. Stream list, we can just get rid of that. So I'll have that saved. So what'll be coming up next is I'm muting the music because we're going to watch a video in a second. In like next week on the 22nd is the next thing. So on Thursday is Arknights. The after that it should be, I think, the Direct for Xbox, and then we'll have Dragon Ball. Cobblemon server will be done sometime in between then. February, we'll be having the Olympics that I'm gonna see if I can stream or at least react to after the fact. There's also a you can do Arknights on launch. Let's go. Oh, apparently on the 26th of January, High Guard is still slated to come out, so we will try that if it does. After that, I got no clue, man. Okay, High Guard. If you don't remember, at the end of the Game Awards, right? Their big showcase, they had the new KOTOR they showed off. They had like all these things, new Divinity, yada yada yada. At the end of the Game Awards, Jeff Keighley was like, "Hey, there's a revolutionary new shooter coming to the genre. This will change everything. It's from former devs of Titanfall, Apex Legends. They've been grinding away for the past few years in secret, didn't tell anyone, and we are proud to show you the first trailer for it here." And they showed it, and it is a 3v3 MOBA, possibly MOBA Battle Royale hero shooter that looks like you took a couple that we already have and just mashed them together. It doesn't look new. Some of the stuff looks kind of interesting, but it's like you have a character that goes up in the air and just starts throwing things down, like Hela does in Rivals, like Jet does in Valorant, like Storm does kind of with in Rivals, and just most games that have someone with lightning or something where they just jump up and they start chucking stuff. It's they have not put out a trailer or a tweet. None of the devs on their personal stuff have put anything out, and they release in a week. 9 days from now, they come out. So it will be a free game. We will try it if it comes out. I'm hoping. What they're doing is they saw the initial reception and were like, why don't we just go silent? We'll drop it, let it speak for itself. Try not to build up higher expectations the way Concord did, but also not trying to like keep the negativity going by constantly putting stuff out saying how great it is. Let's just kind of hunker down, do the No Man's Sky thing where they don't say anything, they just kind of drop something, and hope people like it, right? Because Concord did the thing where like people weren't really excited about it, and then they just kept pushing out, you know, the way normal industry media does. Trailers and like gameplay showcases and whatever. And it just kind of kept it kept it in the zeitgeist of like, this game looks kind of mid. So we'll see how that goes out. Marathon comes out, I think, in March as well for $40 US. So they're gonna have to do with stuff. Marathon is the fast-paced extraction shooter from Bungie. So before Bungie made Halo, Bungie made a game called Marathon. To my knowledge, Marathon was like a story kind of game. They've changed it for a more modern thing. They took visual and like story inspiration from Marathon and made Halo. And then they did the same thing with Halo and Marathon to make Destiny, and now they're using they're making a whole new visual language for Marathon and going from there. It is a extraction shooter. It is fast-paced. It's kind of more along the lines of Arc Raiders than Tarkov. One of them, Marathon has a mod you can put on a gun where when you shoot at somebody, the person you're shooting at will just have a bird squawk in their ear as you're shooting at them. There's, I think, 6 different characters, 6 or 8 characters, and then it's an uneven amount of characters. The final character is the Rook. It's like a solo player can just join in the middle of a match, and they don't have a teammate, they don't have special abilities, really. It's just, there's a solo, they may come in, you don't know how many Rooks there are on a map in play. It looks kind of interesting, and it's $40. It's not the full, like, AAA price we've seen previously with some games, where it's like, here, let me poop something out, $80, you know? So it could be good. Okay. Let's see. So for tonight, we were supposed to do a work along type thing where I was going to take a course. Y'all are going to like study or do whatever work you have just along with. That's the whole point of that category. Coursera is a dumb program that doesn't tell you stuff is paid until you click on a button. They have stuff that says enroll for free, and you click it, and it's like $68, please. So we'll do whatever courses starting from Monday, possibly, and I'll just fork over cash for something a month or whatever. So it'll still happen. It'll just be a little different. This coming week, game-wise, I'm going to be downloading probably Mass Effect, and we'll be playing through that over the next bit. We will also be... I'm also looking at Hytale, but Hytale seems kind of rough at the moment. Destiny has new stuff, kind of the same thing they've had for a bit. And then soon the Minecraft thing. So if it's not the normal Destiny Monster Hunter grind, it's Mass Effect that we're going to be trying. Cobblemon hopefully soon, and we'll go from there. So I think what we'll do is I'll keep my friends' videos as like a palate cleanser. If the other videos we're watching aren't really something we're too keen on. There's a drama thing that's been happening with creators that I want to look at with Moist Critical's videos. Thorny, what is your view of Reddit moderator? Holy voice crack. What is your view of Reddit moderators and larger Twitch streamers? Or anyone in chat. If I speak. Say what you gotta say. Speak your shit. As we get this going. Say what you're gonna say, and then I'll give like a little context. We throw all Reddit mods into a volcano is my first policy. First. Real. Now, if I told you... Okay. So keep that idea, right? I tell you, hey, as a streamer, I have handpicked you, chatter, as my go-to person to help me out in this new reality TV show. Right? This TV show is called the $20 Million Chatter. You and I, you specifically, you, my favorite viewer, my favorite chatter, you, my little PogChamp. You and I are competing against other streamers and their little PogChamps. If we win, we split $20 million 50-50. That sounds pretty good, right? I get $10 million, you get $10 million. Right? Now imagine, I'm in the top 100 streamers on the platform. I already have $20 million. And yet I still chose you because I still want to split the money. Now imagine myself and roughly, I think, 10 other creators of similar size do the same thing. The catch: you as the chatter have to enter in as a raffle, either for free or you can pay to have more tickets in the raffle to get your spot. But even if you paid, it does not guarantee you get in. No refunds, by the way. How does that sound? Wait, hold on. That is the context for a game show that a lot of streamers started pitching to their fans, and LSF, the Reddit livestream fails, the subreddit livestream fails, posted about as well. So, over the next 3 videos, we will look at Moist Critical giving his coverage and opinion on this. You are, but I also handpicked 20 other, or 19 other little PogChamps that can pay to possibly become my number 1. So let's take a peek at Moist Critical's coverage of this not scam.
Yeah, I'm in a bucket hat. I'm enjoying it. I'm having fun.
Also, new drip.
Now, a buddy of mine just sent me something that I can promise you no one's having fun with except for the people that were paid to promote it. It is called $1 Million Fan.
Oh, sorry, $1 Million Fan with a $20 million grand prize. By the way, merch unlocks in 7 days.
It is a show which is pitching a $20 million prize pool for what seems to be a load of horseradish. And in case you were wondering, yes, that is an AI mansion on their front page of this contest. At least from everything I can tell, it's an AI generated mansion.
Oh.
Which immediately should let you know that you're dealing with some high quality content here. No reason not to trust.
Surely the $20 million prize isn't entirely funded by the fans paying for the tickets? Surely not. Surely it's also not. Surely it exists in the first place.
That I can't believe anybody would be pitched this and actually think it's legitimate. Like, it takes 3 seconds of looking on their website to smell the poop. It is unbelievably foul. Like, there is no world where this happens. To put in perspective that prize number, $20 million, that is significantly more than Mr. Beast's Amazon show and would make it by far the highest grand prize pool in any kind of like reality game show history, pretty much. All for a, what I believe to be terrible concept for a show as well, about streamers' fans submitting clips and then I guess going to a mansion or something. I'm still a little confused because the information they offer is just fucking nonsensical. Like, I feel like I have to be on Fint to even begin to process the words that I'm reading and what is supposed to be a contest. So I want to go through this. I want to really get into the weeds here because this is mind-bogglingly stupid. This is a special kind of scam that I just can't even picture someone falling for. Yet some streamers have publicly promoted it. I'm assuming they were paid to do so by their talent agency, who was approached by whoever's behind the $1 Million Fan show to do this. So I imagine some people buy into it, which I can't wrap my noodle around that. This is like the Fire Festival of streamer shows, but even more outrageously fucking dumb. They have a...
Okay, I was about to say. Chat. So this is a handful. This is, what, 7 streamers? You have Vaughn with OTV, Extra Emily, Canute, Esfand of OTK, iGumdrop, who's a friends with a lot of the OTV people and other streamers, and the Botez sisters. I think there's other streamers as well. There's a talent agency called Mythic Talent. They have hundreds of creators on their roster. They are a very popular talent agency. They're very reputable, right? So you would think, okay, if I'm the streamer, right? This isn't GMM. What is GMM? Good Mythical Morning? No, it's not Good Mythical Morning. So he's going to bring up, as he said, the talent agency pitched this game show to these streamers, right? I'm thinking, okay, I pay, like, I'm a part of this company. You're my manager, you're whatever. The whole point of you bringing deals to me is that you have looked into whatever and have determined this company, this product, whatever is the right fit, not just for me, but for my audience, right? That something has to fit in line with me to be able to promote it. I would trust then that I probably don't need to look into it because this is a little defense, but also like they should, as a streamer, if any other streamer watches this, if someone brings you a sponsor, if you have a manager, a talent agency, whoever, a handler that brings you sponsors for you, you should also look into it independently to make sure, yes, I really do want to go through with this, and it is something that is good. I also kind of see the point of like, it's your whole job to make sure this is a good thing before you suggest it to me. It's just a shortcoming of the streamers as well to not also double check.
A streamers section here, and I'm guessing they were all paid to endorse this. And I know in Extra Emily's case, she just had a statement on her stream after her community was letting her know that they believe she had just promoted a scam to them with hawking $1 million fan club. So we'll go over her statement here towards the end of the video. Checking in on the About Us section offers more questions than answers. It's so fucking useless here. You get about as much lore here as you do for the old Urgot League of Legends write-up, where it basically just said Urgot has a dark and mysterious past. So $1 Million Fan is a high-stakes reality television competition built around one simple idea. The fans deserve a seat at the table. Created at the intersection of modern creator culture and large-scale unscripted entertainment, $1 Million Fan brings everyday fans face to face with the creators they support, competing together in real-world challenges for life-changing prizes. This is not a meet and greet, and it's not passive fandom. It's participation, pressure, and performance. This feels like it's an AI-generated About Us section.
Probably
Each season
is.
pairs selected fans with major online creators in a fully produced, on-location competition environment. Contestants are tested physically, mentally, and strategically across a series of escalating challenges designed to reward adaptability, teamwork, and resilience. The result is a show that feels authentic, unpredictable, and genuinely earned. $1 Million Fan is produced with the same standards as top-tier television professional crews, rigorous safety protocols, transparent rules, and a clear separation between entertainment and fair competition. No purchase is required to apply or enter. Fan participation pathways are designed to be accessible, compliant, and audience first. At its core, $1 Million Fan exists to redefine the relationship between creators and their communities. Fans are no longer just viewers, they are competitors. Creators are no longer just personalities, they are teammates. Every moment is rooted in real stakes, real people, and real outcomes. This is reality television built for the internet generation, bigger, bolder, and centered on the people who made creator culture possible in the first place. So who the fuck are you?
So, rundown, basically. You know, on YouTube, you type in Vine and you get clip compilations. As whatever's happening, it seems like you were trying to just get the best clip between the streamers. So, I'm deciding, okay, hello, citizen. I'm the streamer. We shall clip farm together. Make a clip. Thorny, you made the clip. You post it. It gets a lot of traction. Gets more than the other streamers. And then from there, we're Gucci. That's the whole premise. And as Charlie mentioned, I don't know why. It is a $20 million prize pool. Mr. Beast was given $5 million from Amazon. So for some reason, Amazon has deemed the two of us better and more qualified for retaining and like getting money back for them than Mr. Beast. A legendary LSF Gambit. Oh. My sly friend you were about to see.
by the way. This is the About Us section, but you've only told us, like, I guess the elevator pitch on the show. Who is putting this on? Where is the $20 million coming from? Who is the professional television crew here working on this? Like, this is not providing any actual information about the team behind Million Dollar Fan. That should immediately raise some red flags that they're not front facing with who is even putting this on in the first place or where this prize purse is coming from. Their About Us section is fundamentally just like a high schooler that's cramming for a summer reading book report where they're trying to meet the word count. This should immediately be raising red flags and have you asking some questions like, why are they not being more forward with who is behind this? Is it the fucking Rockefellers? Like, whose identity they're protecting? The Elusive Man or something from Mass Effect? Like, where is this coming from? Who is putting this on and who is putting this together? This About Us section is nothing but meaningless fluff gobbledygook that doesn't actually answer anything or provide any real valuable information about this production and who's responsible for it. And then when you go further to their partners section, they have like a couple of brands listed here. Their 3 listed affiliates are Malwarebytes, Hide Me, and then that mystery affiliate in the middle there is StubHub.
By the way, Malwarebytes, don't use Malwarebytes. I used to use Malwarebytes as like IT stuff. Dude, it's so bad. You need to install like a whole separate program just to uninstall Malwarebytes. Never install it. It's just as bad as McAfee.
Have to click on it to find that information out. I was a little nervous that I was about to have my fucking identity stolen or something, clicking on a random image from a sketchy website that links me to something outside of it. And there
It is a... It's supposed to detect malware. It's supposed to be a security program. And for a while, it was good. I used it. Until it was bought by other companies, and it just... and shitification happened. Paid models were introduced, features were dumbed down or taken away. It acted as malware more often than not. Like, more often than it stopped malware. Don't use it. The only one I still use and recommend to some people, use CCleaner. Use it, like, just download it. Use it for what you're doing, clean up your thing, fix your registry, uninstall it immediately after. Do not keep... If you have to uninstall a free security thing, CCleaner is the one I use. I install it, and then I uninstall it. Or keep it on a flash drive. Just do that instead. Remember when PC was shitting itself earlier during D&D? Yeah. Was that Malwarebytes? It was Malwarebytes? Yeah, don't use it. Malwarebytes has, unfortunately, at least in my experience, become malware.
Their proud partners section actually had me laugh out loud, audibly giggling, not just blowing air out of my nose. I literally laughed a hearty ho 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 like Santa Claus when I saw Livestream Fail is listed as a proud partner of Million Dollar Fan. And so I went to Livestream Fail, and they actually even had a big post announcing this to try and get people to sign up for it. So I guess they're like an official partner of Million Dollar Fan. And I was reading the comments from like one of the mods there that was talking about it, and it seems like he's completely fucking clueless on what's even going on in regards to this whole thing. So I don't exactly understand their role in this, or like who's pulling the strings there. The puppet master at LSF that's partnering with Million Dollar Fan, but the mods don't even seem to be on the same page there and don't have any real answers. Then going to IRL buffs is like going to a barren wasteland. This whole website is completely empty. It's like Squidward going to that room to be all alone. This feels like it's a prototype that was thrown together in like a handful of minutes just for the sole sake of existing on the Million Dollar Show site. I'm pretty sure that's an AI-generated image there as well for their products like Anti-Tilt and Aimbot. Like, this whole thing is extremely sketchy to me. There's like no actual information on this website at all. It is just trash. And then their third listed partner, the VGS Robot Wars or whatever, that doesn't go anywhere. You can click the image, but nothing happens. So when it says coming soon, it literally means coming soon. One of their partners, they're still Imagineering right now. They have the concept of a partner, but it doesn't actually exist. This whole thing, I truly don't know how anyone could be pitched this and just say like, oh yeah, I'll put my name on that. Now I ended up making an account, Gilman Tookus. I used 10-minute mail. I set up my account, and it seems like there's a lot of monetization here. So you can buy some emote packs, up to $5.50 worth of creator emote packs, which give you 10 entries into the competition. But they do explicitly make clear numerous times no purchase is necessary to enter, but kind of nudging you a little bit to maybe make a couple purchases. But
Just a
you
couple.
can't legally require a payment. You can't legally require someone to buy something in order to enter into some shit like this. So that's there to cover their own ass in the eyes of the law. But they do very much try and incentivize you to spend money here for the $1 Million Fan Show. Going to their official rules, I thought for a brief moment I was going to learn more about the sponsor here, but it's talked so vaguely that it sounds like a Destiny 2 raid boss. The sponsor,
Whoa, hold on.
$1 Million Fan Reality Show Inc., referred to herein as $1 Million Fan or the sponsor, is a Canadian for-profit corporation operating as a technology and media company that organizes and promotes sweepstakes events. The sponsor operates sweepstakes and skill-based contest experiences and separately provides application review and casting evaluation services. Any producer fees are charged solely for administrative and evaluation services and are not entry fees or consideration for chance. Interestingly, they say the sponsor is a Canadian organization, but the
No,
domain, when
don't-
looking it up
don't
on
involve
who
us.
is registered in Iceland. I don't know, it feels a little odd. It felt peculiar. Maybe that's standard business protocol? Not really sure, but just thought it was something worth mentioning. Now, I bet you're scratching at your neck wanting more details on how to enter, and don't worry, they have this section here that's nice and convoluted. So, how to enter. A. TV show spots. The TV show selection will offer 2 different methods of entry with a total of 14 show participation spots available. 1. Sweepstakes entry, random draw, 7 spots. Participants may enter sweepstakes for a chance to win 1 of 7 show participation spots. Sweepstakes entries are available through 2 methods. Paid entry, donation method. Visit the Experience webpage and follow the donation entry process. Each confirmed donation will provide entries into the sweepstakes with the number of entries determined by the amount donated as indicated on the Experience page at the time of donation.
So, essentially, right? It's a scam for money. It's they're trying to get money.
Participants may donate multiple times and there's no limit to the number of entries per person. Yippee! Yeehaw, I can keep giving my money for a better chance at being on this imaginary television show. Then there's method 2, free entry, no donation requirement. Participants may also enter sweepstakes without donating. To do so, visit the Experience webpage and follow the free entry alternative method of entry. Each valid submission will count as 1 free entry into sweepstakes. Free entries are unlimited. Participants will submit free entry by mail, which I'm sure people can't wait to go by mail for their free entry. Then there's also 2, the contest entry. This is judge section, so this is outside of the sweepstakes. In addition to the sweepstakes, 7 show participation spots will be awarded through a skit-based contest. Contest entrants must submit an application and/or participate in the contest process as described in the Experience rules. Winners will be selected by a judging panel based on specific criteria, originality, creativity, skill, or other merit-based factors as outlined in the Experience rules. Contest entries will be judged by a qualified panel chosen by sponsor using the following weighted criteria: creativity 40%, originality 30%, skill or ability demonstrated 20%, overall impression 10%. The 7 highest scoring entrants will be selected as contest winners. In the event of a tie, sponsor reserves the right to conduct a secondary evaluation. Judges' decisions are final and binding. Now, let's assume that you do enter into this. You waive your right to basically everything, which this is standard. I saw some people calling this out as being like really alarming, but I don't think people ever really read terms and conditions. These kind of protection clauses are always baked into contracts these days. Not that I agree with the practice, but this isn't anything super new. This is probably boilerplate shit if I had to guess.
Yeah.
So if you read through the entry conditions and release, if you bother to...
A lot of events have this where you sign up and you give money for a raffle,
you waive your right to sue them and try to take legal action to get money back. Because you're acknowledging there's a chance. You're just kind of throwing money into the void. It's kind of like lottery stuff. You can't sue if you buy a lottery ticket and you don't win the lottery. Because you know it's not. You're not going to get anything possibly. So I saw people saying like this is kind of scummy, which, yeah, but it's not like they're the only ones doing this. This is quite commonplace practice, unfortunately, for a lot of things.
To go through and read that, you'll find a lot of legalese that's there to kind of just protect themselves in the event that someone tries to pursue legal action against them. And this is baked into so many terms and conditions these days where companies just throw the kitchen sink in there knowing full well a lot of it's not enforceable, like it's not going to actually stick, but they throw it in there just because why not? They know people aren't going to fucking read it in the first place. And in a lot of cases, it gets overturned. Like, you can't just knowingly scam someone and say, look at the terms and conditions in section 117. Yeah. You agreed that we could scam you. And if we did, you wouldn't be mad. There'd be
it's
no
like
tears,
throwing a bunch of spice and
you agreed. You signed right here by signing up. That doesn't work. So in this case, they're putting these protections in here that read about like how you can't pursue them for any like punitive damages and stuff like that as a way of just trying to protect themselves if in the event that this does end up being a scam, which I do believe that this event will never actually unfold in the way in which it is presented on this website. This whole thing, I think, is just complete fucking hogwash.
They do it because they hope if you do read it, trying to see if you can sue them, you see that and just assume it'll fly. Terms and conditions are treated kind of the same ways as lists of ingredients. Companies know you won't really look at them and you won't really try to like inspect and like investigate it. So the whole thing with like the pages and pages of you can't sue us if you did ABC is the same as just saying natural flavors on Coca-Cola. Because they know you're not actually going to look into it if you like were worried.
But this section in particular here wasn't like super surprising to me like it was for a lot of other people. I kind of expected that would be somewhere in their website as part of the terms of signing up, especially when you consider that the paid entries are non-refundable based on the available information I can find. It seems like those are non-refundable. So this being in there is trying to stop someone, like discourage them from coming after them in the event that this doesn't actually happen. Which, yeah. Again, if you do get scammed by this, I don't think these terms protect them. I'm not a fucking lawyer, but I don't think it actually would really even do much in that case. Anyway, though, let's move on to the next component of this, which was Extra Emily's response when people were calling it out.
I know it's sus. I know it looks sus, okay? Mythic pitched it to me, and I was like, okay, sounds good, but I just don't want LSF to be part of it. Like, are you kidding me? Like, why is there an LSF person? Like they're like and then they're saying like, oh, Emily is backing it up, and I'm like, I just posted it because I had to. Like, I had to be like, okay, I need to tell people about it.
Pardon? What do you mean you only posted about it because you had to? You didn't have to. You could have said.
This is kind of where I'm like, is it dumb to not look into it yourself? Yeah. Yeah. You should do that. But also, Mythic Talent is, like, their people are paid to look into stuff. It's not like you get a sponsor thing from any company and you just send it out to whatever streamer you represent. You get paid to look into it and like verify it and make sure it's like, okay, yeah, this is good for Extra Emily or for SVAND. Or it's not good for SVAND, but it's good for Extra Emily, it's whatever. Your whole job is to investigate these sponsorships and determine, are they legit? Are they good? Do they represent the streamer and the community? So I'm thinking, little crackpot theory, someone at Mythic Talent was trying to make a buck, a pretty big, quick buck off of a lot of streamers. Because, like I said, you know, these people send you stuff and their whole job is to look into it and make sure it's good. You're kind of going to trust them hey, you're not going to scam me because, you know, like, there's that initial trust there. So it's got to be someone either connected to someone at Mythic Talent or someone in Mythic Talent. Because there's no way this flies by a company that big just without some kind of malpractice.
No
Or
to this
something.
when they approached you. Like, she makes it sound like it was an obligation she couldn't avoid. You didn't have to accept the deal. And she even talks about how she like didn't really look into it or anything, just said sounds good off rip. Why? Why wouldn't you even bother to take like a single peep at it? Especially when they're approaching you about a $20 million contest that uses your fans and you as like the face of it. That is inconceivable to me. And then she's like really surprised that the LSF team or I guess it's just like one person maybe on the LSF mod squad that posted that statement. She's surprised that they're saying she's backing it up. She's like, what?
Most Twitch streamers aren't smart enough to look into things. Not gonna lie. Yeah. There is fault on the streamers for this, no doubt, right? You should look into stuff on your own as well. But I would put more blame onto the talent agency. That's the whole reason they exist, is to get you sponsors, to get you ads. This is a pretty big fuck up. This is like a major mark on your reputation as a company for this, of we just let through a scam to 7 of our largest creators, and people lost, I don't know how much money, hundreds of thousands of dollars or something, because they signed up for this. That'll fall on the streamers because they're the public face, so all that backlash is going to come to them. But I think the ones who need to take majority of the blame, like 3/4 of it, is Mythic Talent. Apart from just the actual scammers, they deserve 100% of the blame. But Mythic's, the whole point of existing is to identify this and not push it through. I also feel like some of these streamers are known for not having the best judgment. The Extra Emily's kind of not the best with some judgment calls. Not the best with driving either. If you know her history. So I think that's part of the judgment. But still, it's like someone at Mythic has to have done this. It's like quality. The whole point of it is meant to be quality control for ads and to send stuff out. And if something like this that is so blatantly a scam, I mean, Charlie owns an ad agency, or he's a part of like a larger one as one of the heads. So he's kind of, I think he's also done his own ad outreach and stuff. So he kind of knows. But if a lot of people can just look at something and go, this is sketchy, and Extra Emily says, I know it looks sus, I know it sounds sus, but hear me out. They were definitely handpicked. Well, Esfand is usually better about stuff. I don't know about the Bostez sisters, but Yvonne and Esfand, at least from what I've seen, are a little more diligent about what they trust. So he's still an OTK, but he's like, he still has a history of looking into things and like being a little more, you know, careful with some stuff. So that's why I'm like, and Yvonne with OTV. Yvonne was on the admin side of OTV for a while, not just as a streamer. So I'm like, part of your thing was getting ads. How did you see this and not think like, this is sketchy? So I'm disappointing the streamers, but like, it's the company that gave it to them. It's their whole job is to make sure this doesn't happen, and they did it, which means either they really suck at their job, or this was intentional. And I can't think they just let it through. by accident, it's got to be intentional.
Why would they even think I'm backing it up?
For some of the streamers, not surprised. For others, I'm disappointed. Yeah.
Because you are. You are. You promoted it. That is you backing it up. You are on their website. What do you like? I don't understand why that's not like registering.
But then the LSF guy's like, oh yeah, Extra Emily totally like backs it. I'm like, I'm just doing what I'm supposed to do, okay? So I don't know what's happening, but for now, just like put this like put it on the side, okay? So I will get more information on it and then let you guys know. So yeah, but
I'm glad, to her credit, saying don't go for it, but, and whatever, she'll look into it, and is talking about it publicly instead of just defensively going, hey, it's not a scam, it's not a scam. I was told it's not a scam, it's not a scam, just go with it. You should have done this thing before looking into it, but publicly saying don't go for it, at least there's that, right?
promise I'm like not trying to scam you guys. I apologize I didn't do more research beforehand, but I'm gonna have them do more research.
And then she'll keep them updated on all of that. Again, they are saying you're backing it up because you did promote it. You were on their website as one of the streamers that you
One of the
can
main
go
people.
in and be part of the fan sweepstakes for. The images that I put there of like the emote packages on my Gilman Tookus account, I did that through Extra Emily's portal on Million Dollar Fan. So they are saying she's backing it up because she agreed to this promotion. Now, do I believe Extra Emily was intentionally trying to scam her fans for a paycheck here? No. But as she said, she didn't do any research on it. And
I don't think any of these streamers are in on it. They're all rich. They all live in LA. They probably all already have $10 million. I don't think they need to scam people to get money. If I look back at the thing, I'm pretty sure if I look at Extra Emily's thing of today's subs, 234, just
Gonna
today.
have them do more
website as one of the
It's not a lot, but okay. An American Twitch subscription is what, $6 now or something? Let's say it's like a 70-30 split, right? So 70% of $6, we'll just say $4. That is at minimum $1,000 just in the day. Without not counting ads, not counting anything else. And usually Extra Emily has a few hundred, around 1,000 viewers, I think. So it's like, she's not a small streamer. Asvan is not a small streamer. Yvonne's not a small streamer. The Botez sisters aren't small streamers. So it's like, they're not in on this for the money. They don't need to scam anybody. They already have plenty of cash. So, you know, it's not like they're intentionally doing whatever.
But as she said, she didn't do anything in order. Just looking at the website, you are literally greeted with an AI generated mansion. Like, it doesn't take much effort to have been pitched this and been like, all right, let me just check it out real quick before I say yes, and be like, oh, yep, this is fucking nonsense. This is Barnacles. Again, I don't think she's a bad person who did this maliciously or anything, but this was so easily avoidable. And she's like surprised LSF is involved. LSF is on their website, proudly presented. Again, if she even just went to their website once, she would have seen that. She would have known. It's very clear she didn't even bother to type in the name of what she was about to endorse, which is why I believe this was probably some kind of paid promotion. I'm assuming Mythic approached her with this $1 million fan show pitch, as well as like what they're paying for the integration, and she just said yes to it without like a second thought, really. That's my guess. Now, I also want to yap about how surprised I am that her agency, like her management team, Mythic, would even bring this to her in the first place. Like, why did they would even serve this up on the plate to the
Mhm.
streamers to begin with. I feel like the agency shouldn't have even entertained this $1 million fan show pipe dream.
No.
There is no real information available on anyone even associated with this show that's apparently going to be on television based on their entry rules. It's going to be like a big budget reality TV show program somehow, somewhere with a professional crew, this and that. This is a multi-million-dollar production. Like, based on everything they're talking about in their About Us section, this sounds like this would be like an $80 million like produced show with a $20 million prize pool, which is unheard of. Absolutely unheard of. And yet there's no real information available on it. I don't see why Mythic would even take this offer and present it to the streamers with so little available on it. This feels like a very fraudulent show that is now being put out to streamers here as a potential endorsement. So I'm surprised that Mythic even served it to them to begin with. But again, I think it was so easily avoidable for the streamers that are listed here to just like type in that show, like look at it for even a second and be like, yeah, this is fucking garbage. This isn't real. I'm just surprised that it's at this point now where there are potential victims here. There are potential fans of Extra Emily or the Botez sisters or S-Fan or someone that maybe saw this with their name on it and been like, oh, this sounds incredible. $20 million? I'll do a free entry. I'll do a submission here. Well, actually, maybe I'll do a paid entry, get the emote package to support the creators too, and give me some more entries for a better chance of competing in it.
Yeah.
And like, it's sad. It's just
At most, this has maybe scammed tens, maybe like 100 or a couple hundred thousands of dollars out of people. Like, again, S-Fan does sponsorships with the NFL. The Botez sisters are major chess like champions, and like other big streamers and big groups with lots of fans, lots of, you know, even if it's not just your fans, like OTV for example, right? You have iGumdrop there, and you have Yvonne. They're friends with a lot of the OTV people, if not part of OTV. I can see fans of Yvonne saying, hey, Yvonne's going to be in this game show, and sharing it cross community to other people in OTV and other friends associated with OTV and Yvonne. So it's, the damage isn't even on like localized to that streamer. It is possibly to other streamers connected. Right? That's a problem. It's more than just these 7 communities. The Botez sisters realistically are one community because they usually stream together, I think. But like, it's bad. It's bad.
It's fucking sad because again, I don't think this is real at all. I feel like there's very few people out there that would go to that website and walk away with a positive impression that this is something on the horizon. It doesn't seem feasible at all. Would love to be proven wrong though, I suppose. I guess we'll see. Anyway, I had to yap about this. That's really about it. See ya.
Okay, so video 1. Chat, what is our opinion on this possible scam? What do we think? I think I've made my opinion kind of clear based off of like whatever, but 100% a scam. Video 2 by Moist Critical, again 15 minutes. Titled, I guess it was a scam all along.
I was sleepy once. It was a long time ago. If you think I look tired, well, you better get your eyes checked, Buster. That's a certified WebMD diagnosable moment right there that something has gone awry with your peepers. Could a sleepy man do this?
How is LSF even still around? Kick. If Kick didn't exist, I think LSF would have died. But because Kick provided an outlet for just the most deplorable streamers, there's constantly stuff to post on LSF. Like, yeah, Twitch streamers make dumb decisions, but Kick streamers do it tenfold.
This checkmate.
All right.
Point is, in my endless battle against insomnia, I happen to have stumbled across something interesting again this evening, and it pertains to last night's video about the $20 million reality TV show Twitch streamer fan production extravaganza mansion titties beer rock and roll whatever else it was pitching itself.
Real. So this was posted a day later, 4 days ago now. A lot has happened in a day.
As called the $1 Million Fan Show.
Just let me see what's on LSF right now.
I speculated that it was a big scam, and a lot of Twitch streamers had been publicly put on the website. Some had even made announcements about their endorsement of the $1 Million Fan Show, and nothing about it seemed legitimate. I'm not just going to regurgitate everything from last night's video. You can check that out if you want a deeper dive on everything that was wrong with it. But last night on stream, like 45 minutes after I posted the video, they took their website down. Then I was checking their other ancillary shit, and all of that is removed. It seems like they are scrubbing any existence of the $1 Million Fan Show from the internet. So like even the Reddit post that the livestream fail mods posted is taken down.
Suspicious.
I don't know if that was by order of the $1 Million Fan Illuminati, or if the mods that had signed an agreement with them had a come to Jesus moment that they may have been misled, so they decided to take it down. But apparently they also removed like their Discord and their socials, which is a huge blow, by the way, because the $1 Million Fan Show had like 5 Instagram followers, so really playing a sad song on the world's smallest violin now that 5 Instagram followers have been cast into oblivion, banished to the Shadow Realm. I feel like that's pretty strong evidence for my game theory that it was all a big load of hullabaloo, a bunch of hooey. I don't think a legitimate company that's putting together a $20 million grand prize reality show that is also a television program that is also employing some of the highest level production staff imaginable for a once-in-a-lifetime unforgettable experience for streamer fans.
An unforgettable experience.
Also, their About Us section had all the telltale signs of just being AI generated, where literally every section ended with triplets where it was, you know, it's not this, it's this. Performance, power, mentality. Mentality, tits, mentality. Like, it's just like, it was very clearly AI generated. The fucking first thing you see on their website is an AI generated image of a mansion. The whole thing just reeked of scam. And now everything has been deleted, presumably by them. I don't think, you know, some governing body came in to, you know, wipe them out. I think this is them trying to cover their own ass, so that way there isn't some kind of legal action taken against them. Because from what I've read, there were actually some members of some streamer communities that put money into the $1 Million Fan Show. They bought emote packages. I read a report on someone that claims to have spent a couple $100 doing so. So I imagine there was a handful of people that did legitimately lose money on this. Now,
how much money are we thinking was lost in this? Seems like less than I was thinking, significantly. I'm gonna say at least a few thousand, maybe. But like, is this worth a couple grand? No. I don't think it's $1 million. I was thinking at most maybe 100 grand based off of all the streamers that they were showing and like how big they are. But I don't know.
of course, you have to take those claims with a grain of salt because there's no real evidence to back it up, especially now that everything is deleted. There's nothing to prove that. But I'm inclined to believe those statements from them because these streamers are, you know, to a lot of people, a trustworthy source. And if they're endorsing something and they say that there's a chance that they can win $20 million or whatever the fuck through like signing up for it, they will do so. And when you go to the website and do their free sign up, they're very heavily pushing you to do the monetized sign up for unlimited entries by giving them money. So I bet a lot of them were baited into doing that. Now, as I said in the last video, I am shocked that Mythic Talent actually even floated this to their creators like Extra Emily. She, in her statement, mentioned Mythic Talent by name, that they had pitched it to her. I was surprised it made it to a streamer because anyone that even had their eyes open and neurons firing for a second would go to that website and know full well immediately, right from the jump, that this is not real, that this is fraudulent. So I did a little digging, and I was able to get in contact with an agent, not at Mythic, but at another agency that did have this exact same thing come across their desk for their streamer clients as something to pitch to them. And according to that agent, I don't know how deep into the nitty gritty I'm allowed to get, what they sent them, the pitch deck, was extraordinarily different from what ended up making it to that website. From what I understand, and from what I have been told, they were under the impression that this was an Amazon-backed production, at least initially. And at the time of receiving this offer, they didn't have a website or anything public outside of that pitch deck, I guess they were hawking to agencies. And it is indeed a paid promotion. The streamers that are listed there were paid for this partnership, and there was no additional information available beyond the concept of the show and the promise that Amazon was behind a historic $20 million streamer fan buttfuck hullabaloo reality TV show. Now, one of the streamers also...
Again, Mr. Beast was given $5 million. So 7 random streamers were given 4 times the amount of the largest creator on the planet. It's a little odd.
So sent me the exact offer that was presented to them, which gives further confirmation to all of this. It comes from Mythic. This is the direct offer from Mythic that this streamer received. I'm not going to show the actual thing, so that way no one gets into legal hot water here. I don't want to, step on too many Legos, but I will give you the general overview for what the pitch was, the offer. Interestingly enough, the offer came back in June of 2025 from Mythic. And the opening line was about how it's an Amazon series. This is an Amazon series looking to break records, a historic $20 million prize purse reality show. It doesn't even name the show, by the way. I'm guessing back in June of 2025, they didn't even have the name of the show or anything concrete. There was no website, no mention of like LSF or brand partners or anything like that. It was just a single sentence that said, Amazon reality TV show set to air on Amazon Prime featuring the soon-to-be-broken Guinness World Record book for biggest prize pool in history, 20 million, winning group splits money in half, 10 million to you and 10 million to the fan. That is the entire explanation for what this deal was. Interestingly enough, like I said, June of 2025. The deliverables were in a reality TV show appearance.
You couldn't put this on his monitor?
1 to 7 days, depending on how far you make it.
It's like just a
single
screenshot?
Social post. The initial filming date was November 3rd to November 10th, but guessing, some wires got crossed there, fucking nipple clamps came down, maybe government shutdown, put that on the back burner, so that had to put the kibosh on that and shelve it till, I guess, 2026.
Hello, Corveticus. How are you doing? We're learning how to avoid getting scammed. I don't know if it comes through on the mic. There's an ice scraper right outside my house right now. And it's really loud and annoying. So I'm sorry if it's coming through. But I'm glad you're doing good. I'm tired and trying to talk as fast and coherently as I can, because hopefully that keeps me up. I'm hoping. So.
Anyway, though, they were offering $3,000.
The ice scrapers haven't been around all month, and now they're coming around once the snow is finally done. Some windrows for some people, because the ice scrapers just plow snow up for their driveway, so they can't back out. The windrows for some people are 3 feet tall. Will this wake you up? What is this? Story of Undertale? I'm not watching that. I'm so good.
For the streamer involvement here, plus 20% of net ticket sales
I'm all
from your
good, bro.
ticket, which the streamer expressed some confusion over because they didn't believe Mythic knew that there was like this paid entry option, but in the offer it says they were getting 20% of net tickets.
Genuinely trust me. Let me take a gander. If it'll load. Oh. Undertale the musical.
I fell from the light, talker should I fight? Monster genocide, this my Undertale. I fell through a cave on Mount Ebott. I faced an evil talking flower in a pot. Explains the plot. Wants me dead, wants me to rot.
Corvette, I didn't know you made YouTube videos. Dude, your singing's pretty good.
Toriel saves me, takes me to her home, and hooks me up with a brand new monster phone. Leaves me alone.
It's the whole 3-minute thing.
Some bones. Should I be a pacifist? Or should I use my fists? I'm feeling evil, think I'll kill them all. I'm on the saddle and I got a taste. I want to wipe out the monster race. Whoa, I got ambitions and
Oh! What is going on?
this my Undertale. I'll slide her undone, I'll waste to I choose. With all this XP, there's no way that I'll lose.
Twitchy's fine. Twitchy's fine. He's fine, Twitch. Oh,
Sales when you go, well, knowing now,
Thank you for that,
hindsight's
Corvette.
2020, but like going to the website that existed, when you would sign up through a streamer portal, you were paying for those entries if you wanted to extend beyond just the free submission. So I'm thinking that the idea from this offer was that when someone, a fan of the streamer, did a paid entry through their portal, they would get a portion of that. So like I feel like Mythic would have had to have known that there was some kind of like paid component to the fans, but who knows? There's so little information here in the actual offer that Mythic took to the streamers. I am still extremely surprised it even made it to a single streamer as something to consider. I don't know why there wouldn't be more digging to confirm if this is actually even an Amazon show, because after the offer, they then go into like a general explanation for it, and it is so bare bones. It sounds like something that a person would cook up in 5 minutes while taking a shit after consuming like, you know, their morning oats or something.
yes. So this video, we're not going to watch the whole rest of it, because it's just kind of going over what we will find out. It's a scam. It's a scam. Someone lied. Either they are a part of Mythic Talent, or somehow someone at Mythic was blind, I guess, and just accepted it fully. And put it through. But it's a scam. It's a scam. It, like, you know. However, yeah, the AI mentioned on the homepage, the AI generated, like, you know, FAQ and stuff. However, there is an update. And Corvette, what is your opinion on Reddit moderators? I'm curious. And Thorny kind of gave his opinion earlier. Worse than Discord? Ooh. Well, I have a thing to show y'all after this, but here's about the Reddit mod for this. This is why LSF is involved at all.
A Reddit moderator just made a video directly speaking to and tugging on the heartstrings of the CEO of Reddit.
By the way, the Reddit mod he's about to show, I think is one of the most hated Reddit mods on, not just on LSF, but in general. It is like astoundingly depressing how seriously this man takes his role.
He's making a big call to action after he had been stripped of his position as top mod on r/livestream fail. I'm kind of at a loss for words here. I can't believe what I just watched was genuine and not a skit. But this seems authentic. What you picture in your head when you hear the term Reddit mod is exactly what you are about to see unfold in the flesh. The reason this mod just lost his position is because he was promoting a scam on the subreddit that he was the top mod for, Livestream Fail. I made 2 videos covering this. It was the $1 Million Fan Show, which was paraded around as a $20 million reality television show for streamers' fans to sign up, and even paid entry into it to compete for, $20 million prize purse. Turns out the whole thing was a load of baloney, as it appears everything has been wiped off the face of the planet.
It was just a scam.
Some viewers paid money for actually nothing. They flushed it down the shitter, and agencies that brought this to streamers were left embarrassed. Most notably, Mythic Talent was the one that was named by some of the streamers as their agency that took them this deal, where seemingly no due diligence was done on behalf of Mythic to confirm whether or not this was even legitimate in the first place as a paid promotion. It was supposed to be an Amazon production, but clearly it was not an Amazon production, and it took 2 seconds of going to the website to deduce that this was fraudulent, but they took this deal before the website even existed. It's a whole mess. I've already covered all this, but Livestream Fail gets roped in because there was this inexplicable partnership that no one fully understood, where $1 Million Fan was in bed with Livestream Fail, and the top mod of Livestream Fail made a post on the subreddit pinning it to try and get more suckers into it. And now this is his response after being fundamentally fired from his free position of Reddit janitor.
Okay. Now, I know it's going to be said, and I've seen the comment a lot on YouTube for other people covering this, on Twitter, and other places covering this. We will not comment on how he looks, apart from the fact he looks exactly like I would think a top Reddit mod would look. Whatever stereotype you have in your head, he fits into. That's the only comment we'll make on it. But it's, why can't we? Let me see. So Charlie won't say his username or anything, or his actual name, which is good. He doesn't want to drive harassment to this person. And I won't either. However, I will show you the difference that time makes. So I'll show it before we show the video. This is the Reddit moderator. On the left was when he was working at Twitch on the clipping and VOD team for 4 years. To now, I believe he's 28 in this picture on the right. I believe he's 2 years older than me. And so we will not comment on it. We will just let it be known he looks like how I think a Reddit mod would look.
Hello, Spez, Mr. CEO of Reddit.
I I've seen people 24 that had a larger comb over than my uncle who's in his like 50s. So it's just something that happens. We'll let it be. He is using an AI filter to make himself look better, which is a choice. I don't know if it helped. But if you're wondering why he looks kind of blurry, he is using an AI filter. Hello, Beans. I agree with Charlie on this. I feel bad for him with how seriously he takes this position.
I hope you have received this public video that I have created and sent to you via your email.
And again, I'm going to be 26 next month. This man is 2 years older than me.
If not,
And my PNG is based off of me. So bear in mind, we're the same age. It's not like he has much more life experience. He should know. He should also. He's a programmer. He's a software developer. He should know how to spot a scam. Bear that in mind as well.
I hope anybody who cares about the topic in this video can get this to him in any way that you can. This video is about a topic of deadly seriousness, and that is of Reddit moderation and the state of your platform.
The face. Deadly seriousness. And then Reddit moderation. You know, that's kind of how I looked when I first started.
Oh my god. This is Reddit's Manhattan Project right now. The moderators are rising up against the CEO of Reddit. I'm actually at a loss for words. This couldn't be a more lame start to this video. The topic he's about to cover is how he believes Reddit mods don't have enough, elbow grease from the Reddit upper echelon, like Spez here, the CEO. He believes they should be entitled to, like, brand deals, talent managers, lawyers, and stuff, so that way
Also, Beans, I hope you're doing well today.
they can better be utilized as Reddit moderators. I'm not even kidding, by the way. I'm not exaggerating. Like, these are points he was making in this video, and that's what he's talking about with deadly seriousness here. He talks about Reddit moderators like they're fucking G.I. Joe commandos. Man, please come back to reality. Like, I don't want anyone to harass this guy, so I'm not going to be, like, showing you his channel or anything like that, because, honestly, I kind of feel bad for him that he...
Yeah, so Reddit moderation on Reddit works in two ways. Or there's two different ways that it works. You have the subreddit moderation, which is the one most people interact with. And then above that, you have actual website moderation. They're the ones that get rid of subreddits. They get rid of whatever people. It's like the admins. If you're on a Discord server, there's mods and admins. It's like that kind of hierarchy, right? And it's just... to be 28, and it seems like the most impactful thing in your life is being a Reddit moderator, is just kind of sad. Like, that's the most pressing thing you got going. That sucks. That's where I'm like, this person needs a hobby or something, man.
He's put so much weight on his personal life into this position, which is just a thankless job. And it's not really a job, at least it should never be considered a job, because all he is doing is moderating a fucking subreddit as a volunteer janitor. I really thought this was a skit, and I'm still...
So, we'll pause for the ads. I do understand. Okay, if I'm gonna be like as as charitable as I can be, on some of the larger subreddits and certain subreddits, being a Reddit mod does have some importance. Just as being a moderator or an overseer, or just... There are certain subreddits that do have real world impact, right? Where either it's known for having experts, or if it's like a political subreddit, it does carry discourse into other parts of the internet or worldwide, right? So, to be as charitable as possible, if you look at something like r/pics or politics or whatever, pictures have had a lot of... r/pics has had war photography and other stuff about the protests over the last few years. And moderating stuff like that, the comments, does have impact. You are kind of guiding conversation. You are doing that by removing comments, removing posts, or locking things down, especially on stuff that has broader implications. So in that way, in the largest stretch I can give, yes, a Reddit mod has some give, or have some kind of power. However, he was the head mod for live stream fails. And it's like you're not even a mall cop. It's like you're a mall cop for a kid's playground in a McDonald's. Like, you're just playground security. It's not even... You're like such a niche community in a niche community. Out of all the streaming subreddits, you're the head mod and the one that's hated the most. Is not a good reputation at all. And it's like you have no impact as a subreddit on stuff. It used to be, if you had a clip on LSF, that could make or break your career. Mizkif is a perfect example. Mizkif made his career off of clips from LSF. And people lost their careers because clips went viral of them doing horrible things. Remember Alinity throwing her cat and stuff like that. Yeah, he's watching the security cams of his strip mall. He's playing Five Nights. 5 Nights of Reddit. But now, LSF has become just kind of like, people know it's a cesspool, people know it's bad, they don't really give it much credence, it doesn't hold any weight. LSF would have died if Kick wasn't created. That's 100% I believe that. Because more often than not, I see something from like Yeet on Twitter or whatever, and it's a related clip from Reddit where it's just something from Kick. Or it's like, it's a streamer on Twitch, but they kind of go back and forth between green and purple. So, it's like, yeah, there are some Reddits that do have importance. You are not one of them, though. It's just so... It's been like, this is a matter of deadly seriousness. Reddit moderation. Dog. This is a Meat Canyon skit.
Still, a small part of me, on the copium here, is hoping that this is like satirical and not real, but I don't know, it feels genuine.
I was the top moderator of your #1 gaming subreddit, r/livestreamfail, before I was recently removed from that position by the Reddit Code of Conduct team. I became a Reddit moderator for one reason, and that is because I think that Reddit communities and correspondingly its moderators have massive power and influence, and for some reason, nobody seems to notice, care, or take this seriously. Least of all, its moderators or the company.
That's not really a good look to say the sole reason you pursued this path of heroism as a Reddit moderator is because you believed that it held so much power. So you're basically just saying that you were power hungry and wanted to take this spot
Maple.
so that way you could feel powerful. He believes that Reddit communities and specifically Reddit moderators hold a strong level of sway and power, and that's why he became one himself. That I don't think is a good look, man. It's not even coming.
Maple's arrived. Also, his video, right? He's a software developer, coder, person, programmer, whatever. And you're using an AI filter to make yourself look better. You couldn't make something that's like... So, if I'm gonna critique... slow down eating the chicken, man, damn. If I'm gonna critique anything about how his video actually looks, the AI filter, I don't know what it does. It doesn't look like it does anything except makes him smoother. And the glowing outline around him does not help. He put a filter on to make himself look better. I just don't know why he picked that one. It's a Snapchat filter, but it's an AI filter meant to smooth out pores and stuff, but it just accentuates the lines in his face when he talks. It makes them look deeper than they are, which makes them look older. And the outline, I don't know. To my knowledge, because he was on the Twitch bot and clip team for 4 years, part of that I think was on Twitch moderation or something. There was some crossover. And there was a thing where, I don't know if you remember, years ago, there was problems with Twitch moderation being like heavily biased for things towards certain creators. I think he was a part of or in contact with that team a lot, and clips and things would be shared or be a little more suppressed and whatever stuff. He's... I wouldn't even... I just don't understand using a filter. If you check his Twitter, and I'm not going to link his Twitter, he's made an AI banner and like profile picture, but it's an AI generated image of his own face when he could have just taken a screenshot. So I'm just like...
Coming from like a place of passion or something for communities, he is literally saying he did it because he wanted to be strong. Come on! I understand that Reddit communities, like Reddit as a whole, is a platform that does hold like legitimate influence over like conversations and topics and stuff like that. So by extension, moderators have a lot of ability to control narratives by hiding things or boosting things, and that is something that I've talked about in the past and a lot of people have made mentions of many times. It's been a pretty big yapping point for a while. This is the quintessential Reddit mod mentality. You know the stereotype that exists of power tripping Reddit mods? He is in the first minute of this video confirming that is exactly what drives him, is power. Like this small modicum of power that he was bestowed for the livestream fail subreddit. And it's... the level of self-importance is sickening.
In this video, I will go over why I believe this, and I will also talk about a code of conduct moderation action that was taken against me due to good faith mistakes that I believe were caused by a clear lack of direct material support that the company gives its moderators. I will end the video by talking about what you, Spez, can do to fix this problem, as well as what I and other communities can do in case Reddit does not solve this very serious mismanagement problem regarding the lack of support that is given to moderators.
So here's the spoiler alert. He is going to be playing a sad song on the world's smallest violin about how he has been removed now as top mod of Livestream Fail because he was promoting a scam through that subreddit, which did ultimately result in people losing money. There were actual victims of the scam, so he has been removed of his position at the top of the food chain.
Again, we don't know how much money has been lost. My guess is like a couple thousand to maybe tens of thousand. 7 of like some of the largest creators on the platform. They have cross-community like interactions, so it's not even just localized to the streamers themselves and their community. So who knows? But it is in the thousands at minimum.
on Livestream Fail, and he is now putting a decent chunk of that blame on Reddit itself for not giving him the tools to avoid this from happening. Like he, at a certain point, there's like a brief moment of self-awareness, like this lightning bolt of self-awareness, where he's like, yeah, this fucking, it was a little fishy. But then he like immediately pushes it onto Reddit, like, but if Reddit had given me access to brand deals and lawyers, this probably wouldn't have happened. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about? You're a Reddit mod. Why would Reddit be giving you access to lawyers and brand deals and shit? That doesn't make sense.
First, I will go over the code of conduct action and why I was removed as the top moderator of r/livestreamfail. This sounds like stupid internet drama, I know, but I'm going to talk about how this is a very clear example about how Reddit's mistakes causes very serious problems to Reddit's community and the company as a whole.
It was your mistake, buddy. Fucking Spez wasn't behind you massaging your shoulders.
Spez is the creator of Reddit, by the way. I'm not gonna lie. We're gonna watch this to the point of like, I want you to see his reasoning. This is a half-an-hour video. We're not watching the full video. But I want to at least show the reasoning of like why he did this. So Spez is the creator of Reddit. He's a very rich guy, but like he's the owner of Reddit. It's just he doesn't know you. He doesn't know you, little like. One of the least important subreddits on the platform. You have no sway at all.
As you signed the deal with $1 Million Fan Show, which turned out to be a scam. He wasn't like the Sith Lord projecting into you, trying to convince you to go to the dark side to, sell out Livestream Fail to get more people hooked on $1 Million Fan Show. It was not the CEO of Reddit that forced you to do that, and even if you did have access to lawyers and other brand deals, it wouldn't have prevented something like this from happening. You made the choice.
Here's what happened. There was an announcement related to a live stream related game show called $1 Million Fan. I heard about the game show a few hours after it got announced by a couple major live streamers. It sounded like the perfect type of content for a live stream fail. I mean, reality TV, game show, live streaming, gaming, that's perfect for LSF, which is about fun, crazy content about kind of live streaming gamers.
Fun, crazy content. So chat, when you think of LSF, if you know what it is at all, what comes to mind? What are the first 3 words to describe the reputation of LSF? Drama. Okay. Inherently a negative term. I would say cesspool, toxic. Drama. Keep myself safe. True. It's I don't think of any words that would give that place value. Right? There's nothing in my mind that could make LSF, of all places on Reddit, seem valuable as a place to be. So describe it as a place for cool clips of streamers or crazy content. Brother. The reason LSF took a nosedive in popularity and for actual reputation and importance in the streaming space is because of this guy. He's the reason LSF has become what it is over the past half a decade. So it is kind of his fault for why LSF had a downfall.
If that isn't the stinkiest load of horseradish I've ever heard with that description of LSF. Do you go on your own subreddit? Have you ever been on your own subreddit? That's
Probably not
what it is. That's not what you just described at all. That is the most blatant misrepresentation of that subreddit I've ever heard anyone try to squeak out. If this was Pinocchio, his nose would have just went fucking Wumbo Insano style with that lie right there. Anyone who has ever visited LSF in the last, like, 7 years will tell you it is not a subreddit for crazy, wacky clips of gaming and, you know, stream
No.
fails or anything like that. I don't know why he's even trying that angle. Everyone knows that's not what that subreddit is.
So when I heard about this, I was very excited. I immediately reached out to the organizers to see
Fair.
if we could set up some sort of a collaboration. This collaboration would just be to get cool content on the subreddit. No, financial incentives, no moderators being paid, basically none of anything like that, just fun, cool stuff for
Essentially, he reached out to an event going, hey, would you guys like free advertising? I know you may, like, hey, you may not like this. Stop me if I'm making, like, if you don't want me to continue. Would you like free advertising to the exact people you're trying to advertise to? I think that'd be pretty cool. What do you think? He's pitching this as like, oh, it's a collaboration opportunity. Oh, there's a chance for whatever. He's offering free advertising. If I was to bet anything on who organized this scam, it would be this guy and someone at Mythic.
or the community in the subreddit. For collaborations, the first obvious thing that came to mind was how do we get their content on the subreddit? Either some superfans or some editors could clip some cool hype moment from the show and then post it to the subreddit.
Some cool
What?
hype moment.
That's what happens already organically on every other stream. Why would this, a potential $20 million reality TV show, be any different? Obviously, things would already be being clipped and posted on the LSF subreddit. Why would you be reaching out about a collaboration to ensure that happens when you know for a fact it already would if this fucking show ever actually existed in the first place? That doesn't make any
It's
sense to
so
me
weird.
at all. Like, trying to be extremely charitable here, maybe he was under the impression that this would be exclusive to Amazon Prime, thus they wouldn't have the rights to post it on LSF. But on the flip side of that coin, he said he heard about this from streamers, thus he would have known that it was going to be streamed on Twitch in the first place, thus it would still be clippable for LSF. Like that's just business as usual. I don't know why he would reach out about a collaboration to do what was already no doubt going to be done already. It just that doesn't pass the smell test. I don't understand.
But I also had a stretch goal, and that was, what if LSF could be part of the show in some way?
Yeah.
I don't know, there could be like a LSF themed best clip contest. Like contestants compete in one of the kind of small challenges, they make the best clip, and then somebody kind of wins a prize at the end. It was a stretch goal though.
Why though? LSF best clip is just the best clip from the event. Why does LSF's name need to be attached to it? This guy
Such
is
a
treating
lame-
live stream fail like it's his personal brand. Like this is his baby, this is his product. So all the clips that hit LSF are actually top mods clips as well. I just don't even get this stretch goal here. I think he just wanted LSF's name out there more because it gives him more power in some capacity, because this is totally useless. Again, whatever would win best clip would just be someone else's content. There doesn't necessitate a live stream fails shout out there for some reason. Like even if they were the ones that were like hosting votes on what the best clip is, who gives a fuck? That could have been anything and anyone where people like the actual communities would vote on it, not just his subreddit.
Also, what kind of prize? You get the best clip of the show, and you get what? They're already spending $20 million. What are you gonna get? Just like, congratulations, you got the top clip. And I don't think they're gonna want to spend any money on just a clip. A clip for a show has no value. Right? Like, if you clip a hype moment, let's say Extra Emily did something. It's like, okay, cool. Why would I reward you for doing advertising for me? There's no reason for me to want to support that, but also, like, you're giving me free marketing. Why would I? if I pay you, that becomes a commercial. Right? Like that becomes an ad then. So if I don't pay you, it's just free promo. And it stays that way. I'm not liable for anything. There's no incentive for whatever, even if this was a legitimate thing, to pay out or give a reward.
Anyway, though, he goes on to explain that they accepted this proposal. He was super hype about it because it meant this was a big moment for the subreddit, and he even made a mention that he believed he could turn this into even more opportunities for the subreddit going further, snowballing it into even more LSF prominence.
So we quickly worked to make an announcement together, and I posted it the next day. When I posted it,
Quickly worked.
everybody in the comment section immediately yelled, scam, 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 scam. I mean, think about it. Amazon Prime has spent lots of money on tons of shows, and, you know,
Yeah.
I didn't necessarily think that the show was worth $20 million, but, you know, that doesn't mean that Amazon Prime wouldn't fund it. And, you know, if LSF was involved, maybe it would actually succeed. You know, maybe my involvement alone could make the $20 million kind of investment worth it. Who knows? At least that's what I thought.
It sounds like you weren't thinking at all, though. Why would Amazon be spending $20 million on like 8 streamers and their fans on Twitch and only a $5 million grand prize for Mr. fucking Beast? What sense does that make, man? That isn't really checking out either. Also, he's making kind of like a joke about, you know, maybe my involvement alone would make it worth the investment. But that's how he actually feels, by the way. Like, that's his tone throughout this whole video. He truly believes that he is like God's gift to streaming because he was the top mod of Livestream Fail.
He might know something we don't.
It is a very like scary mentality to have, and I do genuinely feel bad for him that he has like poisoned his own brain to this level, deluded himself into thinking that him being a top mod on a subreddit was like something of significance and like something of like grand importance.
I'm a highly paid software engineer working in San Francisco. I do not need to take a couple $1,000 bribes from, you know, random internet.
I can't imagine showing up for work at some software development place, going onto YouTube to see, oh, what does Moist Critical talk about? This like one of the few YouTubers I watch, and seeing my coworker being like, oh yeah, this guy abetted in helped a scam steal thousands of dollars. Check what I sent you on Insta. Oh no. Let me check on my phone.
Scams. Okay, I was doing this because I legitimately, you know, care about the subreddit, and that's why I spend my time on it.
So he debunks rumors that he was paid to promote $1 Million Show from the organizers, saying that he doesn't need to be taking bribes, he's financially well off. He then goes on to say that he was addressing like some of the deleted comments because that was a specific mention in why Reddit can't.
Corvette. No, he just sent me a message saying, I'm EP. Good night, Corvette. Have a good sleep.
And him because it potentially showed malice because he was involved in this promotion that ended up being a scam, and so he wanted to address
Alright, man.
deleted comments. He then has a section dedicated to me where I talked about the scam, and then the organizers were talking to him like, well, since Charlie talked about the scam, 5 streamers dropped out, so we're, you know, no longer doing this anymore. Pack your bags, take down the post.
Hello, fisherman.
And then he says I didn't do enough research on it because I didn't reach out to him or the organizers.
But beyond that, it doesn't seem like he did much research. I don't think that he reached out to any of the organizers. He certainly didn't reach out to me. And I mean, I don't know if he reached out to Mythic Talent or any of the streamers.
Okay. I don't know what it is with people on this thing of like, hey, this is a scam. Well, did you reach out to them to get information? If it's a scam, why would they respond to you? Also, reach out to who? The website went down. As soon as, like, actually before he made a video. How are you going to reach out to them when there's no way to contact them? Also, Maple, I just gave you a piece of chicken.
Hello. Hello, miss. So, this like 20 million or this $1 million fan thing, Fisherman, like scamming money. Put Maple on cam right now. If I put Maple on cam, the little gremlin goes away. And that's like a lot more to set up. Hi. We will get a webcam going at some point. That is on my list of things to add into the OBS. So this guy on screen is a Reddit mod who helped spread a scam link, effectively. No. Although, this is kind of related. If the website was taken down, even if it wasn't taken down, but it's a scam website, what is me contacting the scammer to see if it's a scam gonna get me? It's gonna tell me either 1, I get scammed further, or 2, they don't give me anything. They ignore me, or they just lie. What is the point of me going to this possible scammer and being like, can you give me more information on this, please? And like, Fisherman, we found someone cloned the GamerSupps website. And there was a problem with whatever order, and trying to deal with this fraud issue, we were advised, well, have you tried contacting them? Okay. If somebody mugs me, and the cop goes, well, have you asked for it back? What the fuck do you think I'm gonna do? Like, what do you think the mugger's gonna say? Probably no. You contact a scam website if they have a support page that works, which I don't know why they would. What are they gonna tell you? Are you a scam? No. Can you give me more information? No. Oh, what the fuck do you expect? They ain't gonna say anything.
And that important point is that nothing in this situation has yet to be definitively proven as a scam.
Mythic Talent has apologized, and all the streamers have butted out of it, saying, hey, this is incredibly suspicious. People have lost money and got no confirmations. Money has not been refunded. More than likely, this is a scam.
I repeat, there is no definitive, at least public information yet, that anything fraudulent, malicious, or illegal has happened in the situation.
Brother, your level of research was cold calling the organization dick in hand, begging to be associated with them, and then that was the extent of it, because apparently you heard one of the streamers promote it. And yet he's going to be causing a hubbub because I didn't reach out to him for his perspective. Brother, I didn't even really talk about you in my video, just that you were associated with this shit, roped into the same scam that they were. And for what it's worth, if you watch the video, you would know I did get in contact with 2 agencies, one of which got the exact same contracts that Mythic did, and got information on that, as well as getting one of the actual offers that Mythic was taking to the streamers. So I was very well familiarized with everything that was unfolding behind the scenes. And again, it doesn't take a super sleuth to go to their website and see that it's just fucking barnacles, man. One of their partners didn't even exist. There was no website and no business. Their about section was AI generated mumbo jumbo. Every single paragraph ended in triplets and also had the telltale sign of it's not this, it's this, over and over and over again. Their first image on their site was literally an AI generated mansion, and he mentions that in this video, but then goes on to say shamelessly that there's no definitive proof that this was ever a scam in the first place.
The only reason I can see for the mod to defend this and keep saying it's not a scam is because he's one of the people that originated this scam and is doing everything in his power to not be legally tied to that word. If I say it's not a scam and I'm one of the people that help spread it, then I can't get in trouble legally.
That's my assumption. In the worst, I'm going to assume the worst with him. He is one of the people that originated the scam, I think. In my honest opinion. Because I see no other reason to defend it this hard. Like, is that a fair assessment to make? That he's probably a part of this scam? Not just someone who was also taken advantage of for being stupid? Because at this point, half the stuff isn't real. Either half the stuff doesn't exist, and they've gone radio silent after taking people's money. So if you're still defending it, saying it's not a scam, I kind of gotta assume you're on, like, you're part on the payroll. You're a part of the team. You're connected somehow. There's no way you're not.
That's a wild statement. Why don't you ask the people who spent money on this how they feel? Do they feel like they got their money's worth? Did they get the product they paid for? I imagine not, because this event is not even potentially in the cards and doesn't seem like it ever was to begin with, man. Their socials are removed. The website is down. Amazon hasn't made a peep about it. From what I've heard, the agencies are pissed about this. All signs point to this being a scam. Like, any sane, sensible person would look at all of this evidence and reach the same conclusion that this was horseradish. I don't know why he's trying to present something otherwise.
I don't know why he's defending it.
The only confirmed things that we have right now is that I guess there was a website, looked a little weird, there was some bad publicity, everybody called it a scam, and then a bunch of streamers dropped out, and then the event got canceled, and everybody got refunded. None of this is illegal. None of this is proved to be a scam.
Where did people
At
get
least yet.
refunded?
Maybe I'll eat these words.
Brother, you're eating your own cock right now. What are you talking about? And then everyone clapped. Like, this is just fanfic. Where are you getting this information? There was an explicit no refund policy on their website baked into it. It was very boldly stated there are no refunds once you make these purchases.
It's a
Who got
legal
refund?
scam.
I haven't seen anyone, posting receipts of getting a refund from the money they spent on this. Where are you getting that information from? That's a genuine question. Maybe he's seeing things that I'm not.
We're halfway into this, and effectively, he's just going into, not my fault, I didn't do it, right? And that's kind of all I just wanted to show, but like, Sonar's popping off right now with the comebacks. Right, Sonar, dispatch, okay. I'm tired, and I completely derailed my train of thought with that. You're right. What the fuck is that sound? Someone's got a trumpet outside? What the fuck? To me, he's a part of the scam. There's no reason to defend it, as hard as he was. And that's kind of where it ends. It goes on for like another 15 minutes of him just being like, I need lawyers and I need brand managers for subreddits. It's not related to the scam at all. It's just, here's why you should hire me as an official Reddit moderator. And I can't sit there listening to him. In February, to move on, in February, there's Pokemon Day for the 30th anniversary. There may be a showcase for the new games there, and a few other things. This is Austin John Plays. He's going over everything that's coming on the 30th, on the 30th anniversary.
What's going on, everyone? Austin John Please here, and today we're going to be going over all of the things that we're going to... What's going on, everyone? Austin John Please here, and today we're going to be going over all of the things that we're going to be seeing over the next few weeks for Pokemon 30. 29 years and 11 months ago, Pokemon Red and Green
That's
came
crazy.
out in Japan, and since then, we've been playing and enjoying our time with these little pocket monsters, haven't we, with Charmander? Today, I'm going over what we're going to be seeing most likely in the Pokemon Presents February 27th, as well as the weeks leading up to it, because Pokemon said themselves, Pokemon 30, the 30th anniversary, isn't a one-day thing. It's a full celebration that actually began about a week ago. And with my skills of pattern analysis and my deep-seated obsession with making spreadsheets, I went over every single Pokemon Presents since Pokemon 25 to come up with what we're going to be seeing this year. I need coffee in the morning. First things
Okay.
first, we have to look at what Pokemon 25 was.
So, Fisherman and to anybody else in chat, what do you think is going to be shown for Pokemon stuff? There's been a lot of leaks recently about the next mainline games for Wind and Wake or Wind and Wave, whatever. Has there been any speculation from you guys on what you think might be there? Gen 10 teaser. I know some of the leaks are... Okay, so, Thorny, a lot of leaks have come around for the next generation of like games. Show you? Oh, that's a tall ask. So we know the game is based in Southeast Asia, around Indonesia type thing. Pokemon Gen 10. A lot of it's on Twitter, so give me a second to scroll past possible problems. There's the thing with Majin as a thing. There's possibly a theme of evolution. There's a Charles Darwin looking kind of professor. I said things because I know for a fact there's probably more than just that. Let me find all the stuff. So apparently a lot of stuff leaked, and a lot of the leakers were kind of hoarding the secrets until one of them was like, if y'all don't put stuff out, I'm just gonna leak everything all at once. And then like Central Leaks and other people were kind of like, oh, I'm gonna be out of a job. Oh. And they started leaking stuff more. Basically, it's in Southeast Asia. There's possibly procedurally generated islands. It's more MMO-like, where there's a main island where you can see other players. When you go out to the other islands around in the archipelago, they're individualized, or for like small party groups of like 3 or 4 people. And it's done that way as a thing of weather changing and evolution and stuff like that of I don't know how to describe it because it's the leaks that came out was in a recent, I think, terabyte of data that leaked from Game Freak. And it's like when they're in the middle of development. It's not an AI generated game. It's procedural map generation. It's the same way Minecraft does it. That was something every leaker was very quick to stop. Of it's not AI, it's the way similar to the way Minecraft does world generation. Charizard, the flame on his tail is an actual flame entity, like it projects light and it looks like fire. It's not just like someone 3D printed a fire asset and stuck it on a tail. Luminion, that fish has glowing fins, has actual lighting stuff. It looks like kind of the world of Scarlet and Violet mixed with the character
model type from ZA, where you're having like that kind of exploration from Scarlet and Violet. So here, let me actually let me. So, supposedly there's a full Pokedex with 130 Pokemon. New Pokemon / forms. Austin John. Yep. Okay. This is the supposed map for Gen 10. There's an island down here. The different islands. And when you go onto the island, for some of these smaller ones, possibly they're procedurally generated, or it's just they may change over time as you play up through the game and make choices. It's a lot more Alola. Apparently, the whole thing is like you have a legendary with, I think, 6 different forms it can turn into, depending on how you raise the Pokemon. So the different stats of like health, attack, speed, special defense, special attack, defense, depending on how you raise it and what it gets higher at, it has a different form for each stat or something. And that as well changes how some of these outer islands form and change. It's based on Southeast Asia. There's a lot of so there's a lot of rendering and different things. The Poke Centers look to be based off of Alphamart. Imagine those islands are like the Mirage Islands. Apparently they change often. That's part of like the seasonal change. So that's why I'm like, some stuff is kind of confirmed, kind of not. There's a lot of things that are older. There's this new form called Majin, where clouds will form around your Pokemon and their model will kind of like warble, is the best way to describe it. There's like a Charles Darwin kind of looking professor. So the idea with Majin is it's like this is how it looks. You can kind of see like how his model is. So he's like possessed or whatever, infested with some kind of like energy or something. It's weird. I don't know how they're implementing it or what the purpose of it is supposed to be. So in ZA, there's magazines and some of the like kiosks and things around the city. It shows Galar, it shows Paldea, and then it shows another one that looks like the volcano for these islands. As you can see, it could, this, like other people are saying, could be Sinnoh, but it's going in order of the stuff, and if it was going this way, Sinnoh would be up here. So there's like some I was saying this before when we were looking at stuff. They need like at minimum 3 years in between games. But there's been some more stuff that's come out kinda, and like I said, the Pokemon Day is coming up. So we are approaching this event. So we're getting closer.
Pokemon 25 came out February 2021.
I'll find more stuff and I'll send it to you, Thorny. Supposedly the starters, it's a fire red panda, a grass flying gecko, and a water dugong.
Which, albeit strange time in the world, Pokemon 25 was a full 20-minute presentation. The first 5.5 minutes was a montage talking about different games and
The starters is a fire red panda, a grass flying gecko, and a water dugong. Like manatee type thing. Snakes is screaming in my ear about Mercy. When is he not?
spin-offs and keyboards that Pokemon has come out with over the last 25 years. Ishihara talks. They talk about no fun little side projects, and then Itsunomiya talks. We get an explainer about new Pokemon Snap, which comes out April 30th, and Itsunomiya is still talking about updates that are happening in Swish, Cafe Remix, Pogo, and Masters EX. We get the BDSP reveal for late 2021, and then one more thing. Pokemon Legends Arceus was announced with a reveal and a light explainer coming early 2022. Itsunomiya then butts in again and introduces the explainer full video for BDSP and PLA, and that was the end of it. That was the end of Pokemon 25. It was mostly a 5-minute montage showing the things that have previously existed. Since then, a lot of things have changed about Pokemon Presents that I think can be summarized in just looking at how all of
I have tried asking my friend at Game Freak about this and about stuff. And unfortunately, I've corrupted him with a thinking baby emote. So anytime I ask him a question, he sends me that or the wisdom dog, and it pisses me off greatly. Because I've asked him about the starters, and he just sends me the thinking baby. And that's the only communication I get from him. And it's infuriating. So I am trying.
the off games were presented back then. Itsunomiya is just plugging the different things with this one's an audio punch, so it wasn't recorded in the same set.
Yeah, he's never given me info before, so it's not like I shouldn't have expected any different. It's more just the fact of like, instead of hanging up, no, I can't do that, or nah. It's just, I get that baby in like the thinker pose, and that's all the communication I get. And he'll just leave it for that. Like a day and a half before he's like, no.
And now we have full-on video presentations, full animations, sound design involved, triumphant light. Here's a teaser for Mega Cards coming to the TCG. Pokemon Unite has a full voiceover thing going on here, and I think that has a lot to
Fishman, if you start doing that to me now, I'm just gonna walk into your room to ask you questions. I'm not gonna text you. I'm just gonna bug you face to face. Do not wisdom baby me when we live in the same house. Do not do this to me.
To do with how Pokemon has chosen to present itself over the last 5 years. This is important for what I'm talking about later. I'm not getting too sidetracked. My ADD hasn't kicked in yet. Now, if we look at the Pokemon Company of Japan's announced reports of their US sales that came out in 2021, which is via the fiscal year of 2020 leading up to February 2021. By the way, all this is public information, and I'm a stockholder, so I get this information. Their net sales were 1.1 billion USD. Now, this is after 11 months of COVID, so they didn't do well compared to the previous year. But 1.1 billion in sales, compare that to what they reported for the fiscal year ending Pokemon Day of 2025. They had sales of $2.75 billion that year. That means that they grew more than twice the size of a company in sales, from 0.26 billion to 0.67 billion in operating.
They made how many billions of dollars? Point what? I'm sorry.
Profits, that's 3 times the profit, and the net profit is similar as well. They are 2 to 3 times the size of company that they were just 5 years ago. And every Pokemon Presents has gotten bigger and better, which is the reason that I think that they started with saying that Pokemon 30 started a week ago. So the things that
A week ago.
think / know / am predicting that we're going to be seeing between now and Pokemon Day 2026 for Pokemon 30. First of all, there is going to be a montage.
Yeah.
I hope it's not 5 minutes, but if it is 5 minutes, and overall, I think this presents is going to be, I think this is going to be long. We're like entering Nintendo Direct size of presents. I think we're looking at 25 minutes at a bare minimum, with a half hour to 39 minutes is actually where I'm landing on my prediction. 39 minutes.
I'm gonna guess probably a solid 35. I think they'll try to make it a clean number. I think it'll be a 35 to 40 minutes, I think is what it'll be. Either 35 or 40.
We'll see how close we are. I mean, if we're doing Price is Right rules, I'm gonna go 27 minutes. 30-year montage, Ishihara comes on, he's gonna talk about what Pokemon 30 is, the 30th anniversary, right?
Yeah.
Then we're talking about new collaborations. New Detective Pikachu has supposedly been in the works since 2021, with a lot of Hollywood reports going around, voiceovers, animations, blah, blah, blah. It hasn't been officially announced or revealed or anything else. Maybe to make way for the Mario movie getting some light, but
From last I heard, Detective Pikachu, the second one, they're in like final editing. So whatever trailer or talk we hear about it will be a couple months before the movie comes out. So it'll be like announcement and then like 3 to 4 months later, movie. That's from last I heard.
But I think there is no better time than on the 30th anniversary to talk about and reveal that there is a sequel to the Detective Pikachu movie.
Also, think of how sick it's going to be this year to get a Mario, a Sonic, and a Pikachu movie, like a Pokemon movie, all in the same year. Probably around the same few months, or it's like back to back. To back. Millennials are going to be so happy. Oh my heck, I cannot wait.
Movie featuring Ryan Reynolds as Pikachu. As far as an animated movie, there's kind of like this open gap in what's going on with the movies, and movie 24 that has been long rumored to be in the works is supposedly a fresh start to the movie universe with a new protagonist set in Kanto with only the first 151 Pokemon.
New protagonist.
What better time than to talk about a movie featuring Kanto than the 30th anniversary of Kanto? Next, it's not uncommon for us to see a Netflix collaboration. I don't know how well Sirfetch'd and Pichu, the people who do Wallace and Gromit, I think I'm saying that right, they did Sirfetch'd maybe.
What do you mean you think you're saying that right? How else do you say Gromit? Or Wallace? Maybe Wayless? But there's no other way to say Gromit. Gromit? How have you never heard of Wallace and Gromit before where you're like, I don't know if I'm saying that right? English people are wacky sometimes? Yeah, but I feel like Wallace and Gromit are just one of those names that you've kind of heard at some point in your life in passing. Being like, I don't know if I'm saying that right is, to me, is like, what? That's just odd to me, but alright.
Either season 2 or just new episodes, Pokemon Concierge, how that's doing.
The Concierge
or a
one
new
was
thing
good.
Altogether. Again, since it's 30, brand new thing, but just in line with them. Plus, they really like working with Netflix on these originals, so we could see it there. This is unlikely, but a new anime series. We are still kind of neck deep in Horizons, with the most recent episode January 23rd, so next week, calling Storming Explorers Headquarters, with no English release date yet. To coincide with Gen 10, the next Pokemon games that are going to be coming out, we may see an anime series reboot for that. I'm going to talk more about Gen 10 later once we're on the video game section. Pokepark
Okay.
Kanto. That officially opens February 5th, 2026. I'm sure there's going to be press and media reviews before then, although it's very cold in Japan right now. So we'll see how that's going on. But there could be a different IRL thing going on. Maybe
Pokemon
a
Go?
full amusement park sort of thing. Maybe there could be something announced for a museum sort of thing. All
Ooh.
of these things in the realm of possibility, but I think we're going to be
Please.
seeing some representation
Pokemon fossils.
of an in real life thing
Please.
regarding Pokemon to celebrate Pokemon 30.
Imagine this. Pokemon Monster Hunter collab. Wait. That could be good. That could be sick. Imagine.
Other than Pokepark Kanto. Random brand collaborations. Last year in
I'd play.
November in Las Vegas, Nevada, the Puma store sold this. The Puma Pokemon sneakers. You open it up and there's a Wand Company Pokeball in the top. The sneakers themselves that have Mewtwo on the tongue. It's in there. Oh yeah, that's right. And it plays like 5 minutes of the movie and you can't mute it. It just goes off.
What does this mean?
And it's fairly loud too. It comes with alternative insoles,
Okay.
alternative laces, a certificate of authenticity. Puma sent this to me. I didn't think they would, but they did, so shout out to them. But something like this, we could definitely see many things like this popping up. Big fun brand integrations like this, definitely possible. The new Lego Pokemon sets were announced
Oh.
this week. I'm a part of
Okay. Those Lego Pokemon sets. I said it before. I'm disappointed in them. I think they should have done a Pokedex and the badges and maybe a Poke Center before doing the actual Pokemon ones. And the 3 starters should have been individual sets that you can link together instead of just one solid thing. I think that would have been better. Like if I could buy the Charizard, the Blastoise, the Venusaur individually and then piece them together, I think that'd be like how the pyramid is. But it being a solid thing that's like you need to spend like $650 for, that's bad. That sucks. The Eevee being like $40 and the Pikachu being $120 because it has a base is stupid.
of the official scavenger hunt with them.
That's what I
There's a
thought
whole
too.
dedicated
Yeah.
video talking about that. I'll link it in the corner, so I'm not bogging down this.
Badges are part of a pre-order? Yeah, they shouldn't be. They shouldn't. They just shouldn't be. That should be something you sell for like $60. Same with the Pokedex. A Pokedex and the badge set should be sold as like the same price as the flowers that Lego does. It being a pre-order bonus sucks ass.
This video too much. And based on the feedback I'm seeing online, Pokemon fans have no idea how much Lego sets cost. Because as a deep-seated Lego fan who's built a lot of sets and mocks like my giant Charmander down there, these are fairly reasonably, even a little cheaply priced,
Cheaply priced. Dog, the Pikachu's $120. I know that's cheap for Lego. That Pikachu is not worth $120. And the 3 starters, not worth over half a grand. What are you on about? Brother. If I'm paying $650, I need a Lego set that has more than just one custom part. Says the sets are under cost. I would have to see what they are, but I saw the starters being $650. They are not worth $650.
including the gift with order and the online redeem. There's a
I get Lego's expensive, and it's just a hobby thing, mostly now. but I don't know. Okay. I know Pokemon is 30, so a lot of people have grown up. I don't know if this is a hot take. They're still scraping outside. It's been 2 hours now. What are they doing? Okay. I don't think this is going to be a hot take. Based off of the IP that LEGO is turning into a set, they should have different pricing. Because Lord of the Rings is an adult series, mainly, right? Like, not a lot of kids are into Lord of the Rings. It's a lot of, like, older teen to, like, you know, adult. The Lord of the Rings sets, being as expensive as they are, like Minas Tirith being almost $1,000, that makes sense. Pokemon should not be over $500. If it is a Lego set that is a kid's property, I think it should be cheaper a little bit. Right? The cars, kind of a mid thing. If it is a property that is tailored mainly towards children or like younger teen, the most I think you should pay, like have that be, is like $350, $400. And then adult sets, whatever the fuck, I don't care, it's an adult. No kid wants, like some kid might want Minas Tirith because it's like a big Lego set, it's a challenge to build. But what the fuck are they doing? Something like the cars or just Harry Potter and stuff like that. The bus thing or some of the Star Wars ships should not be the same price as Pikachu. That's just stupid.
A high likelihood we're going to be seeing more sets coming out this year at much lower price points. These,
By the way, it's 11 o'clock. It's 11 p.m. and there's scraping and banging outside. Nobody's going to be able to sleep tonight.
are adult sets. They have a black background.
Also, that thing with like the black background being the adult sets, it's the only reason they're priced more. The only sets that I think should be a black background, a black box Lego set, are like what they've had before with the Natural Wonders or something, where it's meant to be more of like a showcase piece. Which, okay. I guess the Pokemon are meant to be a showcase piece. I don't think the black boxes should be a specific IP though. They should just be like what they've been, art, Natural Wonders, like a typewriter, Vespa type shit. Having Pokemon be a black box, an adult set for pricing, just sucks, and I think it's kind of scummy. Is that a bad take? I don't think it is, but there's no reason a Pokemon Lego set should be $650 US. That's like 800 Canadian. Like close to 900 Canadian. So I'm spending $1,000 on 3 Pokemon? No. It's absurd.
And they're designed for 18 and over. There's going to be much more of
Designed for 18 and older. It's a fucking Pikachu. The people that can afford this don't usually have the time to build this, right? People that can afford this are usually buying it for someone that does have the time. Their kids or someone. They could split up the starter set, yeah. The Pikachu being $120 because it has the stand with the Pokeball versus the Eevee being $40 for the same size that's scummy.
affordable sets coming out in the future, I guarantee it. Plus, after what they announced at CES with the Smart Brick integration, having the Pokemon actually make Pokemon sounds, that's
Yeah. So, okay, I have one of them beside me, right? Because they're actually good. The Mega Constructs, like little Pokeball things where you get the little tiny dude, you get the little goober you build, right? You can stick them on top of the Pokeball, where it's like maybe $10. That's what they should be doing. They should be starting smaller. They should be doing the little like, hey, build, here's 200 bricks. Build a Slowpoke. Build an Eevee. Build a Pikachu. They should be doing that stuff instead of starting off with the big things. And I don't... because I know they're going to do that anyway. I think they should do it in reverse. Start with the small things, get it into people's houses, and then push the big thing.
definitely in the realm of possibility.
That Pikachu Lego set should be coming out at the same time as the Detective Pikachu movie. The starter should be coming out as the same time as the game, or the movie, or some anime thing, or something. I don't think these should be the flagship start of the Pokemon Lego IP.
Possibility, and I think is going to be pretty exciting to see. Uniqlo, every single time that there's some
USP or ESP, because most Lego sets generally stick around for like 2 years and then go into retirement. Yeah. ESP, especially. Yeah. Uniqlo. Oh, we'll see. Even the Mega Constructs Pokemon sets that are bigger than the Pokeballs are better price. Yeah. Like, I don't know. It's just Lego has become the premium brick brand now instead of the like the main one people get. And it sucks. But is what it is, I guess.
something going on. The World Championship, some Pokemon days, there's always a Uniqlo integration. I think their most recent one was the TCG Pocket one. In the same vein as that, the 100 Thieves collaboration that
Yep.
they did a bunch of stuff, and the keyboard company that they work with, High Ground, they made these, I think, 3 years ago.
Okay, when these keyboards came out, I'll say it again. That's such a lame keyboard. Just have like a PNG of Charizard printed across it. That sucks. I think I would only buy... How many keys do you have on a keyboard in total? Like what, 100 something? If every key just had like the Pokedex little icon of the first of all the Pokemon from the first game on like one key per Pokemon, I'd buy that. Sure, that's a novelty thing. But just having a PNG plastered on, that's lame as hell.
I love this keyboard, by the way.
The keyboard may be nice, but that design is like the 104 to 108. There has to be a better design for it than just a PNG plastered up. I can do that, man. That's such a dumb...
It's so sweaty and fun. The HG68. Definitely seeing stuff like that. Market, they had their collaboration. I'm a big fan of like, you know, modern streetwear. Okay, and then I think it's time that we hear from Chris Brown, not the R&B singer. Chris Brown from Play Pokemon. It's about time they tell us what Pokemon XP is. I went to the Pokemon World Championship last year. I had an official meet and greet with fans. I was a featured person there, and I still don't know what Pokemon XP is, except it's going to be an experience. That's all I know what it is. So actually learning what Pokemon XP is would be pretty great. Also, tickets may finally go on sale for Pokemon XP and Worlds 2026, of which I'm not going to be able to attend the Pokemon World Championship this year for reasons I will talk about in another video. And then we have our break. Itsunomiya Talks, and now it's time for the game update portion of the Pokemon Presents. This is almost going to be completely just things we're seeing in the Pokemon Presents, okay? The Pokemon Go Kalos Tour Global is February 28th and March 1st. So yeah, they're gonna make a quick mention of it, saying that it's going on now. Shiny Deoncé. Is Deoncé shiny? I mean, the bottom line is you can get it as your OT, so I have to participate in this. Cool.
Now's a pretty great time to also bring up that for Pokemon 20, a decade ago, there was a serial distribution event going throughout the entire year, starting in February, ending in December, to give out Mew, Celebi, Jirachi, a bunch of mythical Pokemon at GameStop and game locations. There was like these big tangible cards. I actually did a bunch of these giveaways when I first started my channel in 2016. So they may do something with mythical Pokemon. Maybe.
Been 10
but
years.
Now they kind of have the Pokemon home reward system for that. So maybe they'll just stick to that.
Masters EX, there's going to be an event.
Pokemon Master Sex. I forgot that was a game. Oh. Oh. I remember the update when they added Mega Rings to Masters EX. And you can imagine what jokes went around on Twitter for that. That was a good week. I'm just seeing the trending. Cynthia said, "Oh, the Mega Ring. Where will I wield it?" That's the funniest, I think, Pokemon trending tag I've seen.
Also, I read on the subreddit, people are a little underwhelmed in what's currently going on in Masters EX, so definitely time for, some...
When they introduced Megas to Masters EX, in Sword and Shield you have the Mega Ring, or not Sword and Shield, X and Y, you have like the bracelet ring thing. Yeah, it was Thorny. It was. Also, you can just type. Boom. There you go.
Some hot fire. Cafe Remix, there's going to be a different thing for you to swirl your fingers around. Pokemon Sleep, a new event.
Okay. I did download Pokemon Sleep and I've been trying it. It actually has good data recording. Like, it shows kind of ups and downs and like how much time it took for you to fall asleep, how much time you spent in like low sleep, deep sleep, like average, like normal, not deep, but like not like easily wakeable or whatever. It's not bad. It's not fully detailed, but it's not a bad chart.
Maybe a new area. Typically, we get a new area coinciding with a Pokemon Presents. I believe the last one was the Darkrai area. Don't quote me on that. I haven't slept with it in over a year. Pokemon Unite, a new event, maybe a new format.
Pokemon Unite is shutting down servers in some regions. I don't know if it's going to last much longer. This might be the last year for Pokemon Unite.
Maybe a new map, because the Unite scene is still going very strong. Awesome.
It's strong. I think the entirety of Scandinavia and like the Nordic regions no longer have servers. And Oceanic servers are also kind of rocky.
Also, Unite is the first Pokemon game released in mainland China, so there's always going to be updates to Unite. TCG Pocket.
There will be updates. They will probably not be updates. If it's going to be like other games, once it dies down for the rest of the world, it'll still go strong in China. And they'll just have it be a Chinese exclusive at that point. That's what a lot of global games do. If it's really big in China, but it's really weak in the rest of the world, they'll just consolidate all their servers for Chinese players.
I think it's time that they announce the Pokemon Legends EA Megas or Primals coming as pocket sets. I'm really enjoying Pocket. I'm hitting Master Ball rank every season, having a lot of fun with it, even though I stopped making content on it. You want to see more TCG content? Two friends of mine, go check them out. Sprangles Pocket and Pocket Mads Maddie.
Sprangles?
Great content creators. They are still covering the current metas and changing cards. It's unlikely that we'll see a TCG update because the last Pokemon Presents that I featured was teasing that there was going to be Pokemon Megas coming to the TCG. And before that, I believe the last time that we had a mention of TCG was August 2023 during the Pokemon World Championship, which was the Journey Together Pokemon were going to be teased. So, I mean, we just had the Zygarde set announced for pre-order, so who knows, maybe if they have something down the pipeline coming, then it's going to be teased here, but I think that's unlikely.
Also, in case you missed it, Pokemon's Millennium Print Group signed the largest U.S. manufacturing lease of 2025, occupying 1.25 million square foot campus so they can print Pokemon cards in North Carolina. So maybe in the upcoming year, you can actually walk into a Target and buy Pokemon cards.
Scarlet and Violet. Remember that game?
Okay. Quick tangent for the TCG. I don't think anyone here plays. Have you heard of what the One Piece TCG is doing at, like, stores? Where they're instructing stores when... Okay. Apparently, the people that make the One Piece TCG have instructed stores when they sell the card pack to take the plastic wrapping off of the box. Otherwise, you cannot buy the box of cards. You need to take the plastic wrapping off. And, like, open the box. Purely to deal with scalpers. You are not allowed to leave the store until every single box has the plastic taken off and the box opened. And that is... If that comes to Pokemon, and that means I can actually buy Pokemon card packs, I don't care if I gotta open them at the counter to prove I'm not scalping. I'll do it. Like, if I gotta have someone standing there at the cash register taking pictures of the cards I'm opening to make sure I'm not scalping, I'll do it. Yeah. Dude, the amount of times I've gone into Walmart and I see the locked... Okay. Chad, do you remember years ago on TikTok, there was that laundry detergent challenge or something where people were, like, eating Tide Pods or something? Or whatever? And they had to lock Tide Pods. Kind of like how they do in, like, the electronics section where they lock video games and stuff. So many places have that for trading cards now, and they've had that for a while, but no, they've done it more and more where, for whatever reason, it's like under 3 locks. Dog, it's a piece of paper. It should not be under the same lock and key as a $100 keyboard. This past year, 2025, I spent the entire year, every time we went out for groceries, I would stop at, like, in the toy aisle just to see, do they have Pokemon cards? Every single time, they were gone. So I've seen more Pokemon cards at a Circle K than I have at Walmart. And they're like a $20 pack. Oh. If this means we can actually get some and I can actually buy them, please do it.
Game, there's still mighty raids going on. My old videos and strategies work. They're a little outdated, but they still work. I think they just had still new raids going on. Hopefully something awesome, like the mighty Mewtwo event. Something that I realized that I did drop the ball a little bit between Sword and Shield. I never made a video going over the end update, the final
7 a.m. Monday morning, I'll send you a pic of the Pokemon cards selection an hour before the store closed. Or opens. Okay.
update that happened that's still in the game, which is just
try to buy one.
a whole bunch of the Dynamax Pokemon, so anyone just playing Sword and Shield for the first time is a little confused going in there, because, you know, they're in the common dens and not 5% in the rare dens, only at max level. So I'm really interested to see what the end event is going to be in Scarlet and Violet. However, I'm 99% sure that's not going to be a thing until Gen 10.
I gotta hope for you,
Pokemon
Thorny.
Legends ZA. They're gonna make a quick mention of Mega Blaziken, because right now we have Sceptile going on. I should make a video on that. The Mega Blaziken, Swampert, Mega Swampert, that's his name. There may be a mystery gift because we don't have official reveal of Mega Garchomp Z yet. I mean, it's very obvious that Mega Garchomp Z exists. It's just not actually revealed. So I think it might be an EX mission only if you have the DLC, or maybe it's an EX mission if you don't have the DLC as well. Either way. Pokemon Home, it's time for the Legends ZA update because everyone's boxes are full of shiny Pokemon. Also, we may get to the completion bonus announced, although that's unlikely at this time. But if you register every Pokemon from the local decks in Pokemon Home with the corresponding icon, you know, the origin icon, then you get the bonus thing like the shiny Meltan or the shiny Keldeo, etc. I mean, it could definitely be shiny Heatran or Hoopa. There could be a lot of things. There's a lot of mythicals in that game. And then Utsunomiya talks. And then it's going to be time for the big portion of gaming. That's going to be talking about a mobile game. There's going to be a new mobile game. I don't know what it's going to be.
When does Champions come out? Is that February or is that March? I'm assuming that's probably going to be the mobile game they show off as Champions, because I don't think it's out yet.
But there's a good chance we're getting a new mobile game. They love to throw these things at us. Pokemon Quest. I was a huge fan of Pokemon Quest, where you just run around as the little blocky guys. I think mainland China got like so many generations after Gen 1, but US and everywhere else in the world only got Gen 1. Something like that. We just had Pokemon Friends, the puzzle game, come out that I don't think is a very good mobile experience, but some people have said it's a good console experience. Just be in the mentality that you are going to be buying a full game. It's not a freemium experience on a mobile device. Okay. This is I have talked about this for years.
Ooh. Chat. If you could pick any game to be remade in the current, any Pokemon game to be remade for the Switch in the way that ZA is, like the gameplay style of open world-ish 3D running around style, what game are you picking? I'm going to include Sun and Moon in that. You would pick Alola? I think I would probably pick I would probably pick Gen 2. I think Gen 2 coming back as a 3D. I think what I would do is I would take the first 3. That, or I don't know. What? Maybe. I know there's like Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl. I would probably take the first 3 games, like the first 3 Pokemon games, and bring them onto the Switch as they are, like just port them over, and then I would give the first one a remaster, like a 3D remaster re-release. I think that's what I would do. I think that's like the best thing they could do for that. They just need to work on bringing all the DS games onto Switch. That's it.
Retro re-release or remake, Virtual Console ? I think it is unlikely that we see any Pokemon game come to the Nintendo Switch Online Virtual Console. I could be, and I hope I'm wrong, but it's unlikely. Just because
Combine Kanto, Johto, Hoenn, and Sinnoh, and then we can just play in literal Japan. Yeah. I think you could also probably... I feel like at some point soon, I'm gonna say within the next probably year or two, or within like the next 1 or 2 Pokemon games, we will get a version for PC. Maybe not one of the mainline games. At some point, we will get an official PC Pokemon game. And what they'll probably do, Major Cope, what I can see them doing is like, okay, 2029, right? Picture this, 2029, all consoles have died because of the RAM stuff. So Pokemon does something where they decide, okay, here's what we'll do. You have a Pokemon launcher. That is Pokemon Home, and all of the games combined. You just click on where you want to go, and you can start the game there. So you finish in Kanto. Okay, I'm done. You click on Johto, you start a new game, you can play it there. You do all that. It's in the current style that ZA is in. It's 3D, whatever. And that's what they do. You have the launcher that is the world of Pokemon, and that's what they do going forward. That's like Major Cope. At some point, I think Nintendo Game Freak will put some kind of Pokemon game on PC. There's too many users not to take advantage of that. You know? And I know internally they're getting real tired of going after people with emulators, because it's kind of a never-ending battle. So they just... I think it's better to just... Now that they've bought the companies that have those emulators, they have that tech, just put something on PC. You already own the emulators, you can just do that. And it's an easier avenue for them to go after people that are making whatever for copyright stuff if they want to do that. Just put something on PC.
Because people will pay $10 to download Pokemon Red on their Nintendo Switch.
Yeah.
People will pay $10 to download Pokemon Blue on their Nintendo Switch. Crystal, Gold, etc. $60 in total. Meanwhile, someone would have to have Nintendo Switch Online for 3 years just to hit that same $60 mark. And keep in mind, they would only get a portion of that. For the 20th anniversary, they released these. Maybe it was the 25th? No.
That's also just a lame design. I hate any company merch that's just PNG of character on item.
20th anniversary. It's there on
it's
the
so
actual
lazy
thing.
it sucks.
The custom new 3DSs with the Charizard and Blastoise shells on them. There's a few different ways that they can go with this, but what I'm starting to think now, and it's mostly because of that thing that I talked about before. Where is it? Hang on, it's down here somewhere. I found it. Here it is. It's called money. Could see them deciding to take the releases of Pokemon Red, Blue, Yellow, Green, Gold, Silver, Crystal, all of these things, putting it onto the Nintendo Switch and Switch 2 and mobile devices through a paid subscription app.
Don't say that.
I
Don't
like
put it out there.
I don't like that it came out of my mouth. I really don't like it, but it makes sense.
Why would you say that?
It prints money, or yen in this case. And it would bundle in things like Pokemon Bank. So that $7 a year that you pay for Pokemon Bank, or whatever it is, $6, that would be bundled into it. Boom, call it Pokemon One. One account, all of that. And as a bonus, you get...
These were Peak. My brother has one. That's a little better than the Charizard one, but like, still. It's so lazy to just put a PNG on a thing that it's like, you know, that one's not as bad, but still. I don't know. I don't know. I'm paused because I'm waiting for the ads to be done, and then we'll continue. Nanya, continue. Alright, ads mostly done. 20 seconds.
Free money in Pokemon Champions or in-game credit for visuals, whatever it's called. It's not outside the realm of possibility. Or just simply they release the games on the eShop. That's going to be much more appealing. Fingers crossed that it has Pokemon Home support, and then we can finally get, you know, the little Game Boy icons back, since, you know, the 3DS is dead and abandoned. They have something that people will pay for. And
I want this so bad. What is this? Okay, here, let me actually bring up what you showed. I think this is a little better than the Charizard because it's using the colors, but it's still just a PNG of the legendaries. This one I think is better. I think they probably already have it, but if they did a Pokemon 3DS, that's just the Pokedex that you have as the design, I think that would be better. So I'm biased because Persona, but yeah. But at least that's like relevant to the game. It's not just a character PNG.
as we saw with Charizard, Venusaur, and Blastoise Lego sets being sold out in the UK gift with purchase within hours, and within the US within a day, there are people who are going to pay that. We're going to have to wait and see. Or, which is much less likely, bundle all 6 of them on one cartridge. No, I don't think that's likely. Maybe just Gen 1 on a cartridge, Gen 2 on a cartridge. No, that seems less likely too. Okay, all of them released individually on the eShop, $10 each. No, with inflation, for a digital good 30 years old, $12 each. Switch 2 limited edition, in the same way that I just talked about this bad boy. It could be finally time that we see a Switch 2 limited edition, because I think there's only one announced for Splatoon later this year. Pokemon Champions. Details, gameplay, release date.
Yeah.
Pokepia, details, gameplay, release date.
Yep.
Also, more thorough explainer video. Although we've already had an explainer video, I know for a fact Champions is coming out before summer, but I think both of them are coming out before the end of spring. I see Pokepia for April, and Champions, maybe March. Maybe
That's
March.
a good guess.
And then we come to the outro, Isonomiya outro. Now, there are 2 timelines that we can go down here, okay? 2 different timelines, and I want you to pick which timeline you think is going to happen. Not the one that you want, the one that you think is going to happen. Teaser, Gen 10, gameplay footage not final. Switch 2 only. Starter reveal, gimmick and explainer like terrestrialization, something else like that. That could be all one thing that we see. Or the other timeline, Let's Go Johto. This is just a placeholder in name. Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee serves as a fantastic game into the franchise on the Switch 1, when the Switch 1 was still at a low adoption rate. And then after the Switch got a higher adoption rate, they released Generation 8 with Pokemon Sword and Shield, and it sold extremely well. Pokemon Legends ZA is going to be the last main console Pokemon game that's going to be coming out on the Switch and Switch 2, and I think all of their development and time is going to be focusing on the Switch 2. Let's Go Johto may be the beginning game on the Switch 2. I'm not saying it's going to be Let's Go themed with the whole throwing mechanics, everything else like that, but something else that serves as the entry game to the Pokemon franchise for younger audiences that can be enjoyed by adults like myself and probably you, giving them more time to work on Gen 10, which is going to be grandiose and beautiful and based on, I don't know, beautiful sprawling islands of Southeast Asia. I think both of these are possibilities. See, it's in two different mentalities here, because you have to balance the overall audience of a game. The reason that when the Switch was out, they were still releasing games on the 3DS. Are they still going to be doing that? Or do they know that they are going to sell systems?
What I want to happen is to see both. I don't think we're getting a Let's Go game this year. I think what we'll probably get is a tease, because there's been 2 games that have leaked. People have been talking about Winds and Waves more. There was a Legends Galar game that was also leaked with a new Slowpoke design and stuff. But I've seen less of that one. So I'm thinking maybe we'll get... I think there's a third possibility that we don't get a trailer for a new game. I'm hoping we don't get a trailer, but we maybe get like a map cinematic, a title screen or something, and like a look, like the names, but no gameplay. Because of how close ZA came out and like the DLC, I don't want to see a new Pokemon game come out of any of the I don't want to see Legends or Let's Go or the mainline at all until like maybe August to November is when I want to start seeing any hint that a game is coming out. It's too soon. Either they've hired a lot more people or they've hidden whatever, but I don't want to see it right now.
And because of that, they're gonna jump in with Gen 10. It's clear that Pokemon Legends ZA was ready and done a while ago, and we have been thirsty for a new...
Also, ZA has been pretty good from what I've heard. It hasn't needed a lot of like help with stuff. So I don't think Gen 10 is going to be underbaked, but I don't want to see one just yet with how recently the last came out. Because of Call of Duty releasing their game so quickly and the reception to that, I think a lot of companies are looking at their release windows and kind of rethinking like, okay, we need to slow down on stuff. They're too close to Christmas. Well, that's the point. You show it off in August, say, hey, there is a October, November release date for this game. That's the perfect Christmas gift. Or they show it off in summer and it comes out around like August to October. Probably closer to October it comes out. And then November, December, it's a Christmas gift. You start the new year with that. January, I don't think they've done a game showcase or a game release in January. It's usually around like summer or tail end of the year. I don't think they've started a new year off with a Pokemon game.
New generation, to say the least. I don't know. One of those two things, definitely maybe a possibility or kind of happening. And that's what I see happening this year for Pokemon 30. Between all of the things during the actual Pokemon Presents and the things leading up to it. What do you think? Thank you so much.
I think these predictions, they're pretty good predictions, I think. I'm kind of like, I don't know. I can't see them doing a Let's Go. Let's Go was good. It sold a lot, but compared to Legends and Mainline, I don't think it'll ever be as big. Gen 8 did come out around November. That was the whole point with Sword and Shield, was they wanted a holiday release. That's why I'm like, if we see anything, it'll probably be closer to like summer we'll see a trailer. I can't see them doing a trailer for a new game now unless it's like DLC for ZA. Or it's a cinematic. If we get any trailer for a Pokemon game this early, I think it's going to be an Elder Scrolls type trailer where it's just zooming over the mountains and then title screen. And it'll be like gameplay in August or something like that. Or like coming later, coming soon, coming whatever. Coming at your face. I don't think we're going to get any like concrete official, here's the game, here's the starter, here's whatever, in February. I can't see that. So, what do we think, though? They gotta hold the releases of these damn games for like the week before Christmas. I was getting so pissed that every time a new game came out, the online would be dead by the time I actually get to it. Yeah. I think Sword and Shield, when we got it, Fishman and I got it late, like a couple months late. And it wasn't bad. A new mobile game they haven't shown off. They already have Champions coming out soon. And they do have a couple mobile games already. I don't think Pokemon wants to release too many mobile games. Where it's like, they have a match 3. Unless it's like, what's that Star Wars game where it's like a turn-based hero collector battler game? Star Wars Galaxy or whatever. Unless they do something like that, which is kind of what Master EX is, I don't know what other genre of game they can release that's actually interesting and fits Pokemon. You know? I don't know what mobile game they could do. Champions is their way of getting around Showdown and trying to phase that out. Cafe is a match 3. Imagine this in your noggin right now. Or real quick. Imagining. Sword and Violet came out in November. Pokemon version of Grub Guardian. Grub Guardian? What is that? Oh, is it a tower defense? I can see that. I can see more like a balloons type thing. Uses the pets link to the actual thing. I can see that. I can see a tower defense game. That's like... Because they have the Pokepedia thing coming out. I think the only genre they don't have is a tower defense. Because I don't know what else they have for like a an actual game genre they're missing. Maybe a Pokemon shooter. I can see like maybe what was that old Pixel game that was like you run a hotel or an apartment building? You build a room and you get people coming in? I can see something like that, like a Pokemon hotel manager type thing. Not Habbo. It was like a... They had a Star Wars version of it. But I can see like a Pokemon hotel manager type game. You know? Or like a... I can see like a Clash Royale type Pokemon game coming out. I'm looking through the App Store to see if I can find it. Upbeat, yeah, we can go upbeat. Kinda like Fallout Shelter. Actually, I could see a Fallout Shelter type thing. That could be good. Because they have the Pokemon Concierge. That's a good idea. But they have Pokemon Concierge. You could do a Fallout Shelter where it's just a hotel. You know? I can't find it on mobile, so I guess it got taken down or something. But like 2012, there was a pixelated, like, apartment owner game that had a Star Wars version. But I think a Fallout Shelter type thing could be cool. Pokemon Dragon City I can see. That's a good idea. Tap Hotel. I think that was it. Yeah. I don't know. I don't even know what to, like, guess for, man. I was expecting, like, a new game to come out last time, and they're like, Pokemon Sleep. What? What? It could be something we don't even, like, we're not even expecting for a type of app. Chat, I'm gonna be so honest. I don't think we're gonna do another react. I'm so tired. I'll probably just be back on Monday. Oh. So Monday, if I do any of these, like, courses and stuff, like I've been saying, they will be late night streams for like a couple hours. What do we write down? Right, Arknights, Cobblemon, the Direct, Dragon Ball, High Guard. I did download... Okay. Chat. I downloaded the Master Chief Collection. We will be playing through Halo on stream. Through the main games. at some point. That is the next single player thing we'll do. And then I think after that, I don't want to play Borderlands 2. We'll play the Master Chief stuff, and then there's the Witcher Wild Hunt I want to play through. And we'll go through all the games we have. 'Cause chat, I own 1,000 games, and I haven't played most of them. We gotta fix that. So, my goal is to play more single player games this year. That's part of it. I think what we'll do now... is anybody alive that we want to raid? I don't think so. I don't know who that is, Fisherman. Oh no, I do know who that is. Fuck, I'm bad with people's names. Fighting Game Pro. I think we'll probably wait till like Monday to do any raiding. Chat. I think we'll end it here. I know we didn't do what I said we would do. I wasn't expecting Coursera to just lie to me, but I hope you all have a wonderful night. Go eat, go drink, go get some rest, do what you gotta do. Go have a good weekend, and I will see y'all. I'll see y'all on Monday. Good night, chat. Have this ad. Boom.